Oh.
I'd like to show you something.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, 'cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
Woo! Welcome back to episode 101. We have hit the liquor number now. So that's a milestone, technically. It's a milestone, technically. So it's that good old 101. But how are you all doing tonight? We got a nice crowd in here. Thank you for being here early and right away. I greatly appreciate it. It's going to be awesome tonight. We have not talked about a movie on Jackie Chan since January of 2002. I looked it up earlier because I was like, I know we did one on Rumble in the Bronx, and that was like 15 months ago. No, sorry. Yeah, 15 months ago. Man, that's crazy. I might still be off my math, but it's been a long damn time. Is all I'm trying to get at. It's been a long time, and it's wow. I was like, it's about time. This took way too long, but don't worry, we're not gonna take as long. We get into the great Jackie Chan. We're here, we're gonna do it, and we'll do more soon. Maybe we'll even do a Jackie Chan month, the same way we did Chuck Norris month, the same way we got Roger Moore Bond coming up in November. And also just to give you folks some previews of hard times, huh? I said it. Hard times. Hard times we're doing on September 26th. Yes, that one with Charles Bronson. And next week we're doing the very first, The Expendables, because Expendables, terrible title, hits next week theatrically. So why not do a little tie-in? Once in a while, you could do a little tie-in. So hope you all are having a fantastic evening. Let's acknowledge some awesome faces in our live chat. What's up, Emperors and them? Davina Duckworth, Doc Fortune, the Gilded King, Vince Womack. How are you, sir? Darth Viewer. What's up, Darth Viewer? Key Lee Chow, D Bud Martin, Tuna Guy Yin, Deleted Scene, Kingsport Cal. What's up, Kingsport Cal? Nice to see you. RJ Godzilla 81, Josh Post, Keto Simple, who will not be here tonight. He's got things in his life, but he's got a life, but he'll be back. Mass Grave. That's a rare day. I mean, technically we do on here. It just gets into very homoerotic territory. But yes. And yes, Hard Times is going to be absolutely that. Hard Times. I know. I'm having a big old blonde moment. I'm just now having caffeine, and I'm just like, it's now just registering. So, yes, it's legitimate a thing. So, let's bring in our dudes here. All right. First off, let's bring in the Only Hands account of Bruce Lombardo.
Yes, it is I, the mighty 80s king of really bad henchmen.
Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Bruce, and we'll be working the finishing touches on this Skeletor bust tonight. I am looking forward to it, and we are girthy and huge.
Ooh, I can feel the girth on that. I can feel it. Feel it. Good to have you here, sir. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. As always, your time
Thank you
is
for inviting
awesome
me.
and valuable. And what's up, Lester? Nice to see you, bud. I got to check out your ISON review on our Gilded server. Good to see you here, though. Bruce, how's your weekend?
We had a really good weekend. Had some friends over. Ran a evil party. Got a chance to play the bad guy for a while, and that was a lot of fun. Probably going to do the party again this coming week. I've got 12 of these fire giants that are probably going to be marshaled up on the table this coming Saturday, and I'm looking forward to seeing the tears from the players flow. Other than that, this last weekend was fantastic. I mean, after Saturday, was a lot of streaming, and then Sunday just kind of laid down and relaxed, went out, looked at the fishing pond, thought, no, I'm not going to cast out. I'm good.
All right. I like that, dude. I'm glad to hear you had a great weekend. That's freaking awesome. That's what it's all about, dude. That's what it's
How
all
was
about.
yours?
Mine was pretty good. Saturday, it was my girlfriend's dad's birthday, and we went to a really cool restaurant. Saganaki was absolutely amazing. I mean, any place that has good Saganaki is going to always be warrant of a good discussion, and it's Saganaki's killer. If you never had it, chat. If you're anywhere in chat and you not had Saganaki, fix that with your life immediately. Well, no. Wait till the show finishes and then go to sleep. And then when a place is open tomorrow that sells Saganaki, buy it. Straight up. Yes, I am sporting the great Homer shirt. Fishbowl, laundry detergent. But no, it was good, Bruce. Thank you for asking, sir. We got dudes in the back, and we're gonna let them in individually. What's up, Southern Viking? All right, let's bring in the man who makes our show happen as well as it does, and the man who, to this day, got that one Bond flick wrong, and somehow our show still turned out amazing despite all of that. Nope, he's away. He'll be here. Hi, Mark. Chat, just say hi, Mark. All right. We'll say hi, Mark. And he'll be...
I boomered it. I boomered it. I totally boomered it. I thought I had the switch on my mic. I have a switch on my mic. I thought I had that off, and I didn't realize I had the other part muted. But it's only been 101 episodes. What the hell do I know? But yeah, so we're all set for Policewoman tonight. Great Angie Dickinson. Oh, she's so lovely. So yeah, looking forward to that
right now.
Always got to play a joke with that one, but yeah, no, I had a good weekend. I made some homemade pizza. So actually, let me show a picture. I'll show a picture.
You better post them on the Gilded server, dude. Or did you?
Oh yeah, I usually do post the food in the Gilded too.
You do. You're so good. You and Bush McFadden are really good about that.
So let me present my. It's for 2 seconds here. People won't mind seeing pizza, I guess, right? Why not?
No one's gonna complain about saying pizza before we talk about Police Story.
So I
don't think the chat's gonna object. I mean, look at what Keely Child's got going on right here.
Well, I made that from scratch.
What? Come on.
You don't like onions?
That wasn't onions. That was seafood.
No, okay. That's onions.
That's onions?
Yeah, it was onions.
Look better than that on pizza.
Yeah, well.
Okay, that looks
onions
better.
And sausage.
That looks better.
That crust looks really good, bro.
That looks better.
From scratch.
Way better.
Right.
Okay.
It wasn't. No, I wouldn't have flicked.
Mark, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Just that really looked like seafood. I'm like, bro.
I wouldn't do that to the chat and you, my friends.
Would you though?
Well, maybe I would, but so there's a margarita one. Yeah. So just in case anyone's hungry, but yeah, that's what I was doing over the weekend. So always love making pizza, right? It's fun when you make it from scratch. So yeah, it was good. So made the dough and everything. It's a what?
It's a process.
Yeah, it was fun.
It's an entire zen. It goes beyond just just normal food prep, I think.
True. Yeah. It's So yeah, and I got it. That came out really good too, I must say, in my biased opinion. So yeah, it was good stuff. Yep.
It looked delicious.
Thank you.
Well, Mark, I'm glad you had a good food-filled weekend. It's that's you're obviously how to cook, and you clearly know how to make the food. So I respect the hell out of that, even if there is the occasional seafood on there. I will give you
Yeah.
credit
Thank
there.
you. Yep. And I just need to go jogging now. I don't have your metabolism anymore. I used to. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I could wake up one day and it could just be that's it. Then I'll snap
Yeah.
away, man. So I gotta enjoy it while it's here. That's pretty much even that's not lost on me. Don't get me wrong, I'm writing it out, but it's definitely not lost on me that it can all change. All right, and
Yep.
what's up, Yolanda Gaines, Brian Barth, and Cavatino Cavalryman Shay? Let's bring in our other dudes here. Let's bring in that 70s rock fan, sir.
Oh,
How are
good
you?
evening. I'm pretty good, mate. I didn't make pizza. I made lasagna. I do a really
How
good
was it?
lasagna. It was and is good. It is still good. There's lots of it
was
left.
and is good.
Yes,
So
takes me
I'm
about
glad
2
you
hours to
clarified
make.
with the present tense.
It's still
I was
much of it left to be eaten.
it was good and then
Big
it
one.
sucked.
Big one.
Yeah,
No.
huge.
It's good and it gets better each day. As
Like
the
Garfield?
ingredients, yeah, they meld together, So
Ooh.
great.
I
Well,
like
it's great to be here, buddy. It's good to see you. This is going to be quite a bit of fun, I think. This is probably one of the more batshit insane movies that we'll ever do on the show.
Yeah.
I watched it today, and it's funny because I watched it with English dubbing.
That's
So
what I
the
did,
voice is
too.
dubbed into English, right? I started watching it like that, and it was so badly lip synced that I gave up. I also noticed that I went back to the Chinese, and then I noticed that the lip syncing was bad in the Chinese too, and that's the original language. But in the English dubbed version, the closed captions in English bore no relationship to what was being said. Like they were completely different phrases and completely different words.
Well,
The
they were
name-
translating from the Scottish.
Yeah, the names were different. I mean, in the English dubbed version, he's called Jackie. It's a bit lazy, I think.
And Scott's where he's called Chan. Yeah, this movie is crazy in more ways than one. It's not just what happens in the movie; it's everything about it is crazy. We'll get into it. This movie is a topic.
It's the greatest movie Buster Keaton made in his life.
Yeah,
Because it's
I
a
see what
Buster
you did
Keaton
there.
movie. That's what it is.
Oh no,
Yeah.
you're totally right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's bring in one of our other two dudes. And what's up, KR Nut 82? I love your name, by the way. That's a fantastic name. And what's up, the Angry Gamer? How you doing, buddy? All right. Let's bring in our red shirt.
The red shirt, I'll have you know. I got to say this on behalf of Tom Connors, who is not here right now after hearing your discussion he's resting. Yeah, just like the goddamn parrot. Fuck you, Gildan.
Fuck you.
I also want to say that 70s, you're going to be in a death match with Mrs. Redshirt on lasagna one of these days. There will be a
cook-off. I've done a lasagna cook-off and I won, so that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you haven't gone up against Mrs. Redshirt yet.
True, I've not quite gone up against Mrs. Redshirt because you were there and I couldn't do it and get away with it. So,
and you were a third of me.
Next time when you're not there.
Well, I saw this movie all in Chinese with subtitles, so it was vastly entertaining because I had no idea what the hell was going on.
I can't wait to hear your perspective then on the movie. Then it seems like we all had a variation that we watched of this, so this is gonna be fun.
I don't think we all watched the same movie. This is gonna be fun.
Strictly speaking, I don't think the plot really matters, so that wouldn't have made any difference.
There was
I know Tom doesn't want to hear this, but I did put a link for this movie in our "Fuck You Gilded" chat. So It's in there in the movie section. I found it like within 24 hours. I'm like, let me throw this in there.
Ain't that?
Well, I think there's like 5 or 6 dubs of this movie too, and
It's
there are gotta be.
It's just the fact that the Chinese voices didn't seem like they were in sync either. So that was really
Oh no,
weird.
they weren't. The Chinese voices to the lips made no sense at all, and then the subtitles didn't. That was kind of like the mouth moves, and then you hear on a hike, and then you see, I don't like you.
That's what the
Tiki of Doom.
Classic
How you doing?
Golden Harvest type stuff.
Yes.
The audio dubbing is weird.
Yeah, I have to say, there's one thing I can say about this movie from reading about it, watching it. It is a shame that Jackie Chan took as long as he did to get into really mainstream movies when he was still doing small movies with people like Golden Harvest in Hong Kong. It really is a shame because in this movie, his abilities as a physical actor, not just the kung fu, but the stunt work is amazing. And I will give it that absolutely 100% all day long. And it is a shame that we didn't see him in a better produced movie about this time. It took him too long. But we're going to talk about this movie.
Oh, we will. And yeah, Kara, cheers to your dad, sir. I know I was a kid, I did the same thing with mine. There was a time where that was kind of the norm. It's like, which Jackie Chan movies picked up from Blockbuster Video to rent? And you want to talk about a good ritual? That was a hell of a good ritual to have, sir. So shout out to your dad, Kara Nutt, and welcome Pop Culture Republic. All right, we got one more dude. All right, guys, I want you guys to give a huge welcome return to the man who is very much open season. Backdoor wise. He is one half of the pop culture minefield. And we had to welcome Gerry back to Toxic Tuesday as he looks at his Southern Living Cakes and Pies magazine.
Oh, yeah, I was just trying to get caught up because apparently I've been doing cream pies all wrong.
Yeah, that's a subject for a different channel. That's a subject for a different channel, Gary.
Doing them or having them done to you, I think.
Now, I'm going to tell you guys, you were talking about the mix-ups and the confusion with the languages. What would happen is that, the movie, before it leaves China, is put out in both Mandarin and Cantonese.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And so Jackie Chan will sometimes have a gung gung sound to his voice, and that's not Jackie Chan. That's the Mandarin voiceover actor doing his voice. And then they dub it to America. And I got to tell you, depending on the company that does it, they can get really weird with their translations to where it's just absolute chaos. And as I recall, since this movie came out, I've seen at least 2 different translations with English subtitles. And I have never heard. No, absolutely. D-Bud Martin knows me better than anybody. He knows me.
See, the trouble with that, D-Bud, is that the problem, D-Bud, is that Gary may be homo, but he's really not very erotic.
well, in the spirit of D-Bud Martin's comment, Gary, I want to say it is a pleasure to see you again here.
Good to see you guys.
Welcome back.
I've missed you guys so much when I'm not here.
Dude, we missed
I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Have you seen this clip yet?
Like, I don't know if it's gay unless you make eye contact while there's the blowjob. Blowjob's not that gay.
my philosophy has always been it's not really gay unless you really enjoyed it or 2, do it more than once.
Oh, it's very gay. You just embraced it more than once.
I got news for you, Gary.
Dr. Fate Bones.
Now we're watching the old version film, right? Because
1985. Whatever cut that you saw is the cut you talk on. This is that rare day where the statement "My truth" actually has relevancy.
But this is the 85 film, right?
This is the 85.
Where he's hanging off the bus and running along. Yeah.
Yes.
Jumps. He's in that mall and jumps through the lights.
Yeah, but wait a minute, Gary. Some people, I saw it subtitled in English, but in Chinese. Some people saw it dubbed in English. I didn't see that.
Never seen it
wasn't available.
English. I've never seen it.
I saw it. I didn't see it dubbed. I saw it subtitled.
I went to the subtitled in English.
The version I watched today was dubbed into English, and it was awful, and it did not match the subtitles in any way.
Wow.
It could have been two different movies.
Yeah, folks, we're going to be talking about you've got a bargain tonight on Toxic Tuesday. We're going to be talking about 5 movies.
All of them.
The Golden Way sounds like something Gary would pay for.
That's what she said.
Something golden.
Whoa.
Well, the massage parlor down the street used to be really nice, but they would at least offer you an incentive to spend an extra $200 if you so choose to spend an extra $200.
Just for more relaxation and comfort.
Yes. A happy ending.
Is it supposed to be so warm?
Whoa.
Oh, this is going to go so sideways and pear-shaped so fast.
It already feels very steamy in here. Very.
And by the way, I feel bad for Tom this week, man. He got hammered so bad by some of the fans of Snyder. They're just going after him.
Yep.
Yeah, they're relentless.
I'm not even certain what you're talking about. I'll have to go back on and hear from this or catch up on Twitter or something.
And I jump in there, and it's really funny. I said, I say meaner things than you do, Tom, but yet you get attacked all the time. Nobody says anything to me because I don't matter.
So in the English dubbing at this point, it would be saying things like the code name is Operation Wankfest or something. It wouldn't be anything to do with what was in the subtitles. It was the weirdest thing. It was a different name. Everybody's names were different. All the operation names are different. The place names were different.
Yeah, they kept changing it. I was reading it in the Wikipedia page, and they kept changing. There's like multiple versions.
Hey, it's the guy that plays his uncle all the time. That's his chief, isn't it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, I rewatched this twice in the last week, and this is my first time watching this since I was a teenager. I think maybe since somewhere between 05 through 08. And I remember thinking, wow, I was just enjoying this, just fresh as a 21-year-old who just wanted to kill time watching martial arts and enjoying the hell of it. I'm just like, I come out of that experience, and then 15 years, maybe 20 years later, I'm like, okay, this wasn't just an action movie. At the time, to me, it was an action movie. But now, going to 36, this is half action movie, half comedy. Because this movie is so bonkers
and the middle of this movie, I gotta say that we'll start with this because I'm gonna go here. The middle of this movie needed Monty Python's Brigadier to come on suddenly in the middle of the movie. No, that's far too silly. It's far too silly.
I just want to ask a question. Sorry, we've passed the image, but when they show them all their secret envelopes and they open them, I was just wondering what was in Jackie Chan's. I reckon it was a picture of Chuck Norris.
Yes, I think it was. But I expected Python's Brigadier to go on my mark. Go, cut the camera 4. Wait for it.
So they're ordering teas, but in the English overdub, it was like it was nothing to do with tea. They were ordering something completely different.
Oh yeah, it was supposed to be milk tea. Yeah,
it wasn't tea.
This movie is so disorganized between the dubs, between the translation, the script, the story. Now, the beginning, this part is amazing, and the end is epic. Jackie Chan.
Oh, dude. The third act is one of my favorite
Yes.
third acts of any movie ever. The third act.
Yes.
Like I said, we can have
But
a
I will-
debate on the first two acts of the movie, but the third act is a
Right.
straight up all timer.
Pretty sure
Yes.
Jackie
And I will
Chan's
just warn. I just want to
Sorry,
warn
go ahead.
anybody in the chat who hasn't seen this movie yet. If you go to see this movie, you're going to be going, "What the fuck were they talking about?" for about a half an hour, at least a half an hour. Because it's a very good movie, but the middle of this movie does not rise to the level of the beginning and the end. So that said, this is one of the good parts, the beginning.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Go ahead,
Jackie Chan's
70s.
auditioning. I think he's auditioning for some kind of 80s electronic band with that raincoat on. It's
Dude,
and
that coat,
haircut.
seriously, that coat. He looks like
Echo
he's
in the
trying to,
Bunny
like.
Man. He's an Echo in the Bunny.
Ooh, what
Man.
I was wearing that raincoat at the new Retro Wave concert in Houston.
Yeah, I bet you were.
Oh man, that scene right there. He would be for him to hold down a girl like that open in public. That strip gets canceled today. That's automatic.
That was
cancellation.
toxic.
Oh yeah,
He does some very toxic stuff in this movie. When he lifts the girl off her bike, I was just like, bro.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, no, it doesn't. Wait a minute. He doesn't lift her off. He drags her off the back, which is a hell of a stunt for her to do, I must say. Because that was one of the things I liked about the beginning.
All those red
You're
knobs.
missing the whole gun thing here. They fling bullets.
They do.
Yeah, they
fling
throw
the
them.
guns. Yeah, it's like they flip the
fling
gun
them.
and fire. It's the craziest gunfire I've ever seen in a film.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And
Just
have you ever
like
seen
what
the
70s
behind the
doing.
scenes footage of this stunt?
There is some, yeah, I've seen some of it out there.
Well, the car flips.
it's
That goes
brilliant.
around the red
It's
car.
so good. This
Lands on the roof. You know, these guys were nuts. I mean, these stunts. So
I'm just glad
it's real. There's no CGI in this, folks. So
No.
yeah.
I'm glad they rolled the camera. I'm glad they rolled the
and
camera.
spoilers. Yeah, and spoilers at the end. After the end of the movie, we get to see how many stuntmen and Jackie Chan himself are carried off set on
injured,
stretchers.
Injured in the making of this film.
Injured in the making of this movie.
No animals were killed,
including
but-
Jackie Chan himself.
Right. Exactly.
And the things he does in this movie, Streb, we use the phrase "could kill a man." He did the stuff that could kill off a freaking gang war in this movie.
Yeah.
He had the stuff that he did in this movie. And yes, I still love it too. Seriously. And the fact that he goes down this hill through these houses as fast and efficient as he does, and then he goes running up to that truck, dude. I still get rewatch it both times, even though I knew what was coming. I get that freaking oh shit, especially like damn it, he's hanging on to that thing with the freaking cane. They're all trying to nail him off, and the fact that Jackie Chan's just doing this stuff is so nuts. We would all just fly off and just be dead, but no, not Jackie Chan. Because in this movie, in my truth version of Police Story, he's Chan. He's Chan, and Chan just and he's also, even though a lot of these movies get accused of, oh, the guys were Mary Sue's back then. No, they weren't. Jackie Chan, even though he kicks so much ass, he gets wailed a lot in this movie too. He gets leveled pretty good too, and fast. And
the bad guys get away in the first scene too. I mean,
yeah,
all that this crazy stuff. The bad guys get away. So another thing too, you can see how fast he is and how quick. And I don't know if parkour was a term back then in the 80s, but I mean, he's doing parkour, and he's incredibly. He's like a gymnast. He's like a Spider-Man. I mean, and it's him doing it. So Stunt Brat's not here, but to ask her, about are there any stuntmen this good, or could only Jackie Chan do this stuff? I mean, because the stuntmen women are amazing too, but those movements he makes, I mean, I wonder if anyone else could. He's just so fast and on his feet, and the punching and the kicking, and another thing I really like too is he's not a Superman.
You sound like an old Jewish guy with the punching.
The one thing, the one thing, Mark, that Hong Kong's martial arts studios had was they had the stunt men. They had the guys who could do this. Jackie Chan was one of them. And they had a lot of them that could do amazing stunts. They could do amazing fight scenes. And that was what made the Hong Kong Kung Fu movies work in the 70s and into the 80s. That's what saved them, because the writing wasn't all that great.
Yeah.
But the stunt work was incredible. And I also like to point out I own the gun that Jackie Chan and his partner there have. It's a Smith & Wesson Model 36 Chief Special.
Sweet.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure
Now,
I'm pretty sure that's a Chief Special. I own that gun.
Yeah.
And
No,
you want to know what?
Yeah.
That's really good for fighting somebody in an elevator. But the length of a street block? No, I think I'd want something else.
How do you go through buildings? Jesus, man, you get it.
Yeah, I know.
Gunfight in an elevator. Hey, Brian, just so you know,
It's dangerous where he lives.
found the English dub version and I put it on right now, and it's really
It's hilarious.
Weird.
Yeah,
it's weird.
it's
When he
weird.
orders a ham sandwich,
That's right. It says tea on the it's a ham sandwich.
Oh, it's tea instead of a ham sandwich.
I'd like a ham sandwich, please.
That's right. It's just so random. I mean, you just order a drink.
Oh, we just saw a guy get soaked.
Yeah, he ruined his pants.
Oh, whoa. That sounds wrong. He ruined his pants.
Yeah.
You ruined him, Brian. Ruined.
You realise that the reason he wet himself is he saw the size of Dolph Lundgren's package there. That was
Ooh,
Yeah.
he was so afraid.
Oh, that was good. That was
That's
really
the
well
Nice
done.
segue.
That's
Yeah,
the biggest
right?
dick I've ever seen on a man.
I just love all the.
Well, now
the-
we got to play.
look
Now
at
we got to
these
play
cars.
it.
See, that,
Now you gotta play it.
You have the
Oh, we both played it.
biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Let's grab that dick at the same time.
What was
Not me. He did.
what was it called? Big Trouble in Little Tokyo, or what was it?
Showdown in
Yes.
Little Tokyo.
Showdown in Little
Showdown,
Tokyo.
Ian. Yep.
That was a
As
fun
opposed to
movie.
Hoedown.
That's one
That-
thing you don't want entering your back door is Dolph Lundgren.
Nope.
Trust me.
No.
I've had dinner with Dolph Lundgren.
You did?
You're
Yeah.
shitting
You
me.
never told us that before.
Okay. Real
Was
quick.
it the biggest ever?
Was the week before Thanksgiving, and he was dating Annie, my best friend's sister, Jim Woodward. And I was told nothing until that night that once he showed up, I was not allowed to ask anything about Masters of the Universe.
Oh, I
Which
love that movie.
I'm like, are you kidding me? That's all I want to say to him. And under threat of the family, I was told I wasn't allowed to ask anything. So during dinner, he brought up having gone to one of the actors' studios, learning to do what do they call it? Method acting. And immediately when he brought up method acting, I said, "Did you use that? When
I
you
have
played
the power.
when you played He-Man, did you use method acting?" And Jim Woodward kicked me really hard underneath the table. And apparently it was obvious that he kicked me. And that made Dolph Lundgren laugh. He actually chuckled at the table. He thought that was funny that I got kicked under the table. Here's that crazy stunt.
This
Here's
is
that
brilliant.
crazy
It's
stunt.
so good.
Yes.
Dolph is probably laughing. He's just like, he has no idea what my dick will do.
I'm not
And
even
now-
sure I've seen anything like this in a movie, any other movie. I mean, we've seen lots of great car stunts, but this destroying a whole shanty town.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know if that shantytown existed before, if they just built it on the side of that hill.
I think
just
it
for
I think
that.
they built it.
Gina Duckworth mentioned
It's
that
their Burning
yeah,
Man.
parts.
It's the Burning Man.
Davina Duckworth mentioned in the chat that this type of part of Hong Kong is not in Hong Kong anymore. So make of that comment
No.
what you will. But
They used to have
yeah.
a lot of shanty towns. They probably got rid
Well,
of them all.
The part of Hong Kong where they filmed the Jean-Claude Van Damme movie,
That's gone now. Yeah, the Forbidden
that's
City.
gone. That was
Or whatever they
yes,
call it.
Kowloon City. That
Kowloon, yeah.
was completely destroyed before the Chinese took over. So yeah, Hong Kong's changed a lot. And
I just
what
want to
you
point
saw,
this out here. This is the
Go ahead.
car not making it. Sorry, this is what we got it
Yeah.
up. But then then they cut to the next shot. The cars,
The Walled City.
but that car landed on its roof. They were all worried that
Yeah, I wondered how
the
it managed.
people were toast in there.
It's so good. They built them better in those days, of course. in the
Bad
80s.
Boys 2 ripped the stunt off. Dude, I can see where you're coming from on that. I haven't watched. I remember something similar to that, akin to it, in Bad Boys 2. I feel like I now need to rewatch it just to see that, because I could see you being onto something with that. That or highly, highly influenced at the very minimum, because that is no coincidence.
Well, it's an extremely ambitious stunt. Yeah.
There is a movie, Nick Weiser, that I've suggested to you, and I'll just mention it here. I'm not going to go into it in detail. Jet Li did a movie called Kiss of the Dragon.
Yes.
Great movie.
Which is about a Chinese cop who's framed for a murder and has to clear himself against a drug dealer. And that is this, in many ways, this movie, but made in Hollywood style rather than Hong Kong style.
Yeah.
So I got to tell you, Jet Li got a lot more Western money for films.
Yes, but I tell you what, Gary, when I watched Jet Li in that movie, I thought, you know what? He's been watching Jackie Chan films.
Yeah.
Because he's gotten funnier in the way he fights. And that would be fun to do and compare it to this. Now that we've done, once we've done this, do Kiss of the Dragon and have everybody go, well, how does that compare to Jackie Chan's Jackie Chan movie? Is Jet Li trying to do a Jackie Chan movie? I think it'd be fun.
And because they're friends in real life, I think that borrowing from each other is okay.
Oh, yeah. Well, they were both supposed to be at different times. Both of them were supposed to be the next Bruce Lee. And both of them went, shit, no. And Jackie Chan went, I'm going to go funny so nobody thinks of me as Jackie Chan or as Bruce Lee. And Jet Li was like, I'm just going to ignore them. But yeah, they were both supposed to be the next Bruce Lee, and both of them said, But yeah, this is an early, wonderful Jackie Chan. I mean, this is a little later,
right after he left Hollywood.
Yeah, well, this is just after. I mean, 7 years. This is 7 years after Drunken Master, one of my favorite early Jackie Chan movies. And
dude, Drunken Master, whoo,
the first one. It's not the one.
Yeah, the first one, the original Drunken Master.
It's funny, but it's a lot less comedy. Jackie hadn't really come into his own yet.
Right.
We didn't see Jackie start really going that direction until the 80s after he failed in Hollywood. And I won't say he failed. That's wrong. Just simply gave up.
I don't agree on that. I don't think he failed. I don't think him and Hollywood meshed as well.
You know,
plus the language barrier didn't help too, I think, with Jackie Chan, unfortunately.
And but Jackie went back to China and decided to remake himself and started doing Police Story in 1985. And this was a year and a half, 2 years after he was in the Cannonball Run.
Yes.
And he just said, and he did that one too, where he's like a driver and he has to have a fight in an alleyway. It was a gangster movie and it was terrible American film. And he just wasn't getting good work here. And also thing that he complained about, and I know you guys know this too, is that he got frustrated with American stuntmen because they couldn't react to multiple punches that he could do. Right. And they wanted to react one punch at a time, where he's like throwing 3 or 4 punches in a split second, and they don't know how to react to it. And he just wanted to come back to China where he could make that kind of action film, which he does right here.
Yeah, look at that shot there. Look at that's him. I mean, that's him. The bus isn't going 50 miles an hour, but it's probably going 20 or.
But still, the fact that his legs are off the ground and that thing's moving.
He's doing it.
He's absolutely doing his best Buster Keaton right there.
Yeah,
that's a gig
thank
that
you,
Buster
Gary.
Did.
Thank you, Gary. That's it. This is the Buster Keaton
one. Go to the bus one. There's a famous clip of him and a Keystone Cops are after him. And he just grabs the rail of a bus going by and he just flies through the air. And he did it himself.
This is Jackie Chan's homage in many ways to Buster Keaton.
Amen.
I love it. And dude, and the fact that he lifts the cane, uses his body to lift, to lift the cane so he can get himself onto the vehicle. I'm like, the amount of muscle it takes, because at first he's kind of got his feet trying not to hit the ground, because he knows if his feet actually hit the ground, he's gonna slip right off, probably bust his head. And the fact that he has to lift himself to get on, dude, the amount of strength it takes to do that, like, oh man,
that is unbelievable core strength.
Oh, and
It
hey,
is.
somebody just brought it up. Soul Assassin.
What?
Brought it up?
Well, let me
he has
highlight
that
it.
hole in his head because he did that stunt for his Raiders of the Lost Ark ripoff, and he had to jump onto that palm tree from a wall, and he fell, and it punched a hole in his skull. That if somebody touches it, he goes. Blah.
Well, he's in the after the outtakes of so many of his movies where he tried to jump onto a ladder and fell through it and fractured a leg, or jumped onto a stretcher to roll over it and missed, or whatever the hell it was, and he wound up going to the hospital, and the whole movie had to be shut down for 3 weeks while he recovered. No, he is his own stuntman in all of his movies. And this is the first one where you really see him, as you said, like Buster Keaton, doing stuff that people just went, what? And it's beyond belief. And this is what made Jackie Chan. And when he got into bigger movies, he developed into the actor that, Chris Rock was with, and some other stories and some better movies that were better written. But the stunt work in this is every bit as good as anything he's ever done.
Well, exactly. And the other thing that I find very ironic in this situation, not very, it's just ironic. Like there are gradient levels of irony. The ironic thing about this is he left Hollywood because he couldn't get starring roles, and the movies were terrible. Goes to China, starts making these films in Hong Kong, and becomes a movie star in the United States because of it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. It's awesome. It's like, hey, listen, if you actually listen to me on what I did, let me show you what I'll do over here, and then you're gonna want me back. And oh boy, do they take him back. Obviously, we had stuff like Rumble in the Bronx, the Rush Hour franchise, like Mr.
The
Nice
High Noon
Guy,
movie? What was it?
High
Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, Shanghai Noon. Yeah.
Owen Wilson.
So, and Chan proved it. And before you know it, they came calling him back. And he ended up having, movie after movie. And as he should have, man, he always had it. And that shows you, once again, folks, that's a reminder that, yes, Hollywood always had problems. Granted, they were much more golden days, obviously in terms of the quality, but in terms of issues and problems and the occasional competence, it was there. Maybe it was a little, definitely more fewer and far between, but it was definitely there for guys like Chan. Because
by the way, do
always
you guys remember
oversight.
the film, the crossing over film that was both American and Hong Kong? Do you remember?
Yes. It
was Rumble in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And he was back in America after that.
This is an interesting comment.
And it's interesting that Rumble in the Bronx was essentially a remake of Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, which we talked about. Go save a business from a gang. And when Jet Li did, like I said, Kiss of the Dragon, he was essentially reprising this movie. So they don't have a problem, Hong Kong particularly, and Hollywood doesn't have a problem. They're of course, we all know, we complain about it daily about how they only do remakes and reboots and whatnot. There are a lot of movies like this that there's a prototypical movie that was made famous. This is my favorite scene right here with Jackie Chan running down the hill. And you look at him and you go, you're going to go ass over tip at some point. I mean, if I ran down that hill, they would be scraping me off the pavement.
Be a long race.
I'm serious.
You begin to reach the speed of maximum velocity.
Exactly.
And your feet can't work that fast. By the way, there's a great
Well, I would roll down pretty quickly.
But Gwynn said, I feel he made Police Story as a response, taking a swipe at his second American film, The Protector, which is a good film with Danny Aiello. which Warner Brother tried to make him. Well, anyway, I was going to read the rest of it, but okay, fuck you. What I like about that is he's right. There is elements. There are elements in it that are just like that, but also there's some elements from that you see later in Rush Hour that were in The Protector. And I thought that was neat that he borrowed from those elements. I think that he was onto something with The Protector. The problem was the studio interfered too much. And that's why him going back to Hong Kong was the best thing he could do.
I was going to say, I wonder what it would have been like if Jackie Chan would have gone into the Canon Film Group. But I think...
Oh my God, dude. He wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it, but that would have been so cool. Could you imagine Cyborg with him?
Oh, dude. Can you imagine any of those movies without... Seriously, if not only would they probably say, okay, can you do like 15 of these movies? So they probably would give him over a contract, but he would absolutely kill it in all of them. Yeah, sometimes literally. And some movies the story will be more good, less good, but his moves will absolutely be nuts. Every movie, probably even more exaggerated because in Cannon movies, they just go all out, balls to the wall than, well, pretty much everything else at the time, because they were just about being crazier and wilder and stupider and more ridiculous than everyone else. It was like the Motorhead version of movies with everything louder than everything else, except everything more ridiculous than everything else.
Yeah. And I want to throw something out here. And that, Nick, this is probably not a Toxic Tuesday movie, but for everybody who's a fan of Jackie Chan or Jet Li, I got to throw this out here right now. A film called The Magic Kingdom. The critics called it a children's film. I think that's full of shit. The Magic Kingdom is a great martial arts film with Jackie Chan and Jet Li in it as heroes. Different kinds of heroes. And quite frankly, if you haven't seen The Magic Kingdom and you're a fan of either of those guys, you should look that film up.
I love that movie.
Yeah, if it weren't for Jet Li getting sick, I think we probably would have seen a sequel to that.
Yeah,
sounds like
I would love to
something.
have seen it.
Who am I? There we go. Yes. We finally gave him a good show, dude. This scene, I'm just like, and the fact that they haven't played dress up for the cop stuff, I'm like, dude, what are they doing? Haven't played dress up for the cop, and like obviously they'll do it to promote him because he did well. He didn't take the bribe. He's the good Samaritan cop. I'm like, dude, this is such a weird scene, but it's not as weird as Chuck Norris teaching the kid martial arts in The Hitman. Weird. But it's definitely a notch or two right under there. And this is the weirdest boss I have, because this is like, this guy's a slinky and he's his boss. I'm like, bro, you're trying to tell Jackie Chan how to lead his life? Bro, sorry, Slinky, but you need to be pushed off a cliff. Go away now. I'll be the female security.
Well, the boss here, and he's young. I mean, he looks younger than Jackie Chan. Never mind everybody else.
He looks like
he's fresh out of high school.
He looks like he's 17 years old. He redeems himself later, so I'll give him that. But he is an ass kisser in the beginning of the movie.
Oh, he is kind of
Forbidden Kingdom. That was right. That was the movie.
No, guys. This stream's already demonetized. Let's just fucking say he's a bitch throughout this.
He is a bitch.
This movie. We can say it. Come on, we can say it. We can all.
He's a bitch.
Say it here. He's a bitch.
Yeah, he is.
Get it out of your system.
Hey, Red Shirt. That movie was the Forbidden Kingdom.
The Forbidden Kingdom. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yes, Uncommon Sense got it in the chat.
Yep, he got it.
Congrats. And
but I knew what movie you were talking about. I like that movie.
I love the movie. I don't own it, so I don't have the title. I will get that movie though. I like that movie.
Oh,
also I saw. Wait a second.
I will buy that.
Davina got the 1980.
Check the private chat when you can.
The Big Brawl.
Oh, okay. Yep.
That was the movie I was talking
I just
about.
want to be sure
There's
on
an alleyway
something.
scene, and Jackie was really upset about that movie, The Big Brawl. Terrible film.
Oh, it's okay, Lisa. We'll be fine.
Lisa, it's okay. with Toxic Tuesday, we usually are by within the first 5 minutes. That's normal for us. It's fine.
Yeah, we're but Nick,
So did you do
we,
that?
we
You
ruin
do that
your
on purpose,
whole
Nick, or do you get a notification?
Oh, I just check the thing and the thing changes.
Yeah.
we just
Almost
ruin your whole income model, your whole
It's
business model, Nick, every Tuesday.
and that's fine. I know what I signed up for, and I'm my own worst instigator with it. To be fair here, I instigate it too. So I'm not like, oh, guys, you gotta calm down. So I'm just like, guys, since you might as well just swear more. If you're gonna swear, you might as well just go all the way with it. I don't
I
need
got
you
to
guys
tell you, man. When I was doing the Dangerous Military Nerd shows, which I plan to start doing again, I was interviewing a buddy of mine about being at the Battle from the Soul, and he told the story about how an officer told him to pick up a head off the ground, and then he's standing there, and the officer disappeared, and he's just standing there with this head in his hands, and he doesn't know what to do with it. And we got completely demonetized by the story. We weren't allowed to do anything, no ads. That one story of talking about walking around like Batman not being able to get rid of a bomb.
Yeah, man. With a bomb.
66,
Yeah. Here he is, Jackie Chan, model police officer.
Yes.
Just be you after all the successful when they're trying to make it do that weird mouth face. I'm like, what the gay shit are you guys on to?
Ladies, you should be feeling moisture on your oyster when you see Jackie dressed up like that.
I like my Jackie in blue.
And I love this guy. In the movie Rumble in the Bronx, he plays his uncle that owns the store. And I love this guy. Yeah, he plays his uncle. Uncle.
Yes.
I swear I was not saying that just to get money, but Lisa, holy shit. Lisa, thank you. Oh my fuck.
Do you
Nick,
have to have sex
you did not have to do that.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you very, very, very much for the
Nick,
25
thank you,
bucks.
Lisa.
Nick.
Lisa says, hope this covers some loss. It does, and then some. Lisa,
Nick,
you're too nice. Thank you.
I'm curious.
So what do we play? What do we play for Lisa?
What do we play? You know, Lisa, what clip?
Yeah,
that is huge, but she gets a double
what does she
for
get
that
the
one.
double?
Do you want?
Yeah.
Do you want
Yes, a
Dolph
double.
Lundgren? Do you want the Rocky hug? Do you want the Thanos Captain Marvel punch?
Thanos.
Mighty Shocker.
Mr. P.
Better choose a movie.
Do you want
You decide
Around the World?
I see Vince is like, where's the punch?
Vince Womack, where's the punch?
You know what? Just for Vince, because he's the Gilded King. Oh, all right. Well, you know what? You know what? She's gonna get the Dolph Lundgren.
You have the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man.
Hey, Nick, there's something me and Janet discovered. It tied us up for a couple months, actually. We started allowing super chats to dictate what movie we'd review next.
Oh, yeah.
Who tied you up?
Oh. Ooh.
I got one.
Oh,
Yes,
you guys. JT Kirk for 420. I see what you did there. JT for 420 says, hope this helps recover. Well, hey, thank you, JT. Lisa, JT, you guys are too nice. Seriously. You guys did not have to do it. I'm just being honest with you. I don't want to, I'm not going to just act like, when things are monetized or demonetized, I'm going to save face. I keep it real. And I'm just letting you guys know that this is like Comic Shop Show usually stays pretty well monetized because it's almost kind of like an AM radio show, where Toxic Tuesday is just us dudes just stopping over each other, talking about gay stuff. And it's fine. I know what I stand for. And these guys could testify on my behalf. I never tell them to dial back. I never once tell them, hey guys, we should dial back on the gay shit. Or the ridiculousness of the toxicity. I just say, just go nuts. This show's already fucked within 5 minutes. Every episode, just go all in. I want all five of these dudes plus the additional dudes that we get in to go all the way in when they come in.
All
And
the
you know
way.
what? They
And this is
deliver.
where JT Kirk.
What the heck was that?
Looked like sort of a big turtle in a trench coat. You're gonna look wild, you right?
Love that movie.
Toidle.
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 Am I not totally
Toidle.
enough for you? Turtle.
Oh, Red Shirt
Oh.
just one of the panel members just donated 5
Oh,
memberships.
And which one was this one?
Mr. Red Shirt.
Was
Mr. Red Shirt.
Yeah, it was Red Shirt, and Red Shirt got everyone. I'm trying to see which one he.
5 Nick Weiser
5 memberships.
Which
Thank you,
one
Red
was
Shirt.
it? The huge. Oh, huge. Oh, dude. All right. I guess we now have to. Red Shirt, dude. Thank you, man. You did.
You're
you
welcome.
guys.
Gigantic.
Guys.
Oh, sorry.
Gigantic vagina.
What?
Biggest vagina known to man.
I swear that was not meant to be the clip.
Huge.
That was meant to
do
be
it.
The guys out there who've been labeled with small penis. I bet you 50%.
It's the vagina, isn't it?
And it's the big vagina.
I
And Justin on
I
the
did-
Red Shirts gets 5 huge members.
I figure if I'm
Okay.
part of the problem, I must be part of the solution.
This is one of the wacky parts of the movie where this whole
Everything about this
And
70s,
then
the fact that she
faking
goes
the
from,
attack on her, and it's just
she goes from this is some Jussie Smollett before Jussie Smollett.
yeah.
And
Yes.
this whole stage thing, and she's like, I don't need no man until she needs that man. And the fact that and talk about the weirdest like attack too, because like there are times where he could totally just kill her. He does these weird things to like stop himself from going after. I was like,
Yeah.
bro, you're setting yourself back. What are you doing,
bizarre.
man?
When you're first watching, like, why can this guy not hit her with the knife? It's like
Yeah.
he's got so many shots. It's like this is the
I
worst
know.
assassin ever.
He's useless.
And then you realize why, because it's the
He's trying not
commander. Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
My God, he's horrible at this. Yeah.
And what
Oh.
what an astonishing piece of art that mask is. I mean, that probably is made in 5 minutes. Probably looks like it's like I'd say Rings of Power quality. Rings of Power
Oh,
quality.
it's
before
way
Rings
better
of
than
Power.
Rings of Power. Come on.
Hey,
They would
Hey,
die
what's up,
for quality
Klobby?
like that.
All hail to the great Mr. Clobbering Times.
Hey, Chloe.
Hail.
yes.
It's clobbering time. It's clobbering.
Bobby,
It's
I gotta get you
clobbering.
on here again. If you want to come on for Hard Times, Charles Bronson, let me know, man. If not, we'll figure out another time. And Dave C, what's up, Dave? For $5 says Nick's favorite characters are some young guy and we fuck up.
She love you long time. Long time. Fish head soup.
And
Yeah,
Dirk
it's
plays
something.
me like that.
Wait a minute. Wait. You forgot one character. Something Wong.
Something wrong. I only
canceled
got
yet?
it once, Dave, but thank you for the $5.
Wasn't he a
dude.
pilot,
You
Richard?
guys are very, very, very generous tonight with these super chats. Thank you. Oh,
I'm so
hey,
going to kill
you guys are trying to kill me tonight. But seriously, like this guy, seriously, like this is the textbook definition of a guy becoming dumb. And like it's like even like killers in horror movies, like they always have that shot that is really close to getting the girl, and they sometimes get a stab in. This guy can't even get a stab, and you see his incompetence all the way through.
I think
It's
he was
almost
just
the point
trying-
where she literally didn't need no man. She almost literally didn't need no man. Almost.
I thought he was just trying to cut her clothes off.
And then what's what all his dances days? I was just like, bro, you could have done something. Instead, you chose to do your dancing little and what the hell is that, man? Just focus on the mission, bro. And nope. And then, oh no.
And then she beats the crap out of him. I love it.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous.
It is. And this is the middle part of the movie that I was talking about. It just it's absurd.
It's goofy.
It's goofy. Yes, it's goofy. But the movie still holds up because the end of the movie absolutely carries all of this. So hang on, wait for it. No spoilers yet. Wait for it.
Good to see.
But yeah, this is goofy.
Dude, everything about this is so like, how did we get to this point in our lives? Now, I want to know what all the different dialogue versions are of these particular scenes, because I'd say these particular dialogues, I guess you could say, make the most sense for something that's not making all that much sense. Though arguably it does have more of a story than stuff like Hitman, though. It does have more of a story because there is a bit more coherency, because the Hitman, well, the movie happened. There's just a lot of entertaining stuff. It existed.
Yeah.
There's entertaining stuff that happened in it. But there was a point to this with recovering evidence and clearing of somebody's name. And there was a cause to a lot of these things happen.
There's a decent story going on here.
There is. Thank you, Mark. There is a story in there that is not one of those you have to look for. It's there. It's just a lot of things happen to go off the rails.
Weirdness, Nick. The weirdness comes from the fact that it's they tried to add the romantic comedy aspect of it.
Yeah.
I like the
music with it. There's scenes where it plays really intense music for scenes that are just normal, and they'll play romantic, like sounding Japanese music for scenes that are high action. And we're like, well, I guess this is Japan or China for you.
It was an interesting soundtrack because you had some of that real 80s synth drum thing going on with the
Oh, guys,
and then
we're gonna lose our back door here.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Will you be around next week?
Yeah, I'll be
slipping out.
I'll be totally.
All right. Remember next week, the Expendables, man.
I've got some deadlines this week, and I just got a phone call from a client, and I got to go deal with that.
Okay. So. Hey, it was good to see you, Gerry.
Good to see you.
You are
somebody's going to be disappointed, Gerry. Sliding out of the back door.
Take care,
All
man.
right, guys. Love you, man. I'll talk to you later.
Shout out.
Later.
Everyone, go sub to Gerry Pop Culture Minefield if you have not.
So is client what they call
that time? I heard you coming.
Yeah, is that what they call them now in OnlyFans? A client?
I was waiting for Brian to say something, and you guys stomped all over it.
Stomped right on me.
Oh, he got stopped on by Dolph Lundgren's dog.
She could hear him.
I was trying to say was that Gary mentioned his client. Is that what your OnlyFans subscribers are called now? Clients?
I love you guys. I'll see you later.
Take care.
And if you want to,
You're fired!
awesome feet pics over at Gary's place.
Whoa.
We went off the rails tonight. We predicted it though.
We did.
Yeah. If there's one,
have we ever been on the rails?
Yeah, that's up for debate. So we gotta play that clip, even though it's not part of the movie. We gotta play it one more time because it's not about what Tia Carrere says in that scene. It's about what Dolph Lundgren's expression is when she says that. That smile he makes when she says that. Like,
yeah,
wow. Yeah. I'm looking for right now. Holy crap. Whew. What happened to my voice right there? Here we go.
That time, I heard you coming.
Look at that smile.
She's happy. She wouldn't be happy being in bed with Dolph.
That's one self-satisfied son of a bitch.
Oh, dude, this scene is definitely one of the most toxic scenes in the movie.
See, I thought this movie was pretty toxic.
Huh?
I thought this movie was actually average to a little more than usual average toxic for us.
I
really
would
did.
say, I mean, I don't want to give my score now, but I personally find this scene like, or maybe I'm being premature with my toxicity. Oh no, hold up. This is not the scene yet where he lifts the girl from the bike,
this is
or did it skip
No,
that?
that's towards the end. That's towards the end. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But dude, no, this is just him being badass, moving fast.
This is the first
Dude,
time
the
I
moves
think
that
you
he
see him
does.
you see him really being badass here, because before there was a lot of gunplay and whatever. Here he's really using his stunt and martial arts capabilities
Dude,
for the
the
first
amount of
time.
You know something in this scene, he breaks a lot of glass and he slides through a lot of holes in this scene. Slides through a lot because like he puts his leg in, leg out, arm in, arm out, and like he swings around too. He tosses around.
So
he moves
So
around.
so you're saying Nick, are you saying he's doing the hokey pokey? Give me a break, man.
He's kind of like a gopher.
The world's entire production of sugared glass was sent to this movie.
Yes.
In 1 year, all the sugared glass went to this movie.
And explain to people what that is, 70s.
Well, that's
in case
the
they don't
fake
know.
glass that makes it look like it's shattering. Because if that was real glass, you'd be, sliced in half most
Probably
of the time.
dead. Probably dead.
Davina
Yeah, so they make the glass out of sugar.
Right.
Yep.
It's out of sugar.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because at the third act, there's like a million of those glass panes broken in that.
Oh my
mall.
god!
Yes.
Yeah, that was a sweet set to work on.
Although we'll hopefully, Mark, you got the one where his head gets smacked into one pane of glass and it doesn't shatter. And he
I got that. I got that. Yeah.
Yes. Got that because
it cracked.
the look on his face is like, God damn it.
Yeah, I noticed that one looked like it was real glass almost.
Yes,
there's a lot
that looked like a real pane of glass, and he looked like, God damn it, who put that there?
Yeah.
That's a big staff in that guy's hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he looks terrified of it. His face is just like, get that thing away from me. Get your staff away from me.
So he was just trying to get in between her legs there, I think.
Well, she was terrified of the silver staff in the other guy's hand too. Dude, look at that freaking! He slides over the freaking the ceiling of the car. Oh man, I can seriously never get bored. Like I'm sure there's great like YouTube compilation clips that have like just his moves per movie. I could probably watch them over and over again because like you still get blown away that like a dude actually just goes out and does this stuff. Not a stunt double, but the man, the stars of these movies. This is something I feel like is a missed opportunity. They should have gotten. I think it's probably too late for him now. His body's probably destroyed. But man, if they had gotten him for the first or second Expendables 10 or 11 years ago, dude,
yes,
I think at that point in time, he would have had in him for one last go. I think he's absolutely toast now. He's
How
now
old
like
is Jackie Chan now?
probably 70
Jet Li did really good with the first Expendables, I thought.
What's up?
Jet Li did a good job.
Oh, Jet Li was great. Oh no, I love Jet Li in it.
Jackie Chan is 69, I think.
69.
69, yeah, according to the
Oh,
interwebs. 69.
How very Toxic Tuesday of him to have
exactly
69. I think
perfect. Like I don't know if it's gay unless you like make eye contact while there's the blowjob. Blowjob's not that gay.
Jackie Chan's never had a sex scene in his movies, has he?
Don't think so.
Are you trying to tell us something?
No, I'm not implying it. It's just he's that kind of performer. He doesn't do certain things.
I'm trying to think. I remember one scene. I think it was Mr. Nice Guy. In chat, please correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was his movie.
I mean, I've
where
not seen everything he's ever done.
I can't remember the context of the scene, but he was trying to save some girl, and then I can't remember what led to conversation, but she said the words, "But I'll be naked," and he's just like, "Good," and then he runs. And then, I can't remember what movie it was that a girl says that as if like she was about to lose something.
Because I've not seen everything he's done, but was he in an adult movie?
No,
Well, I mean, that just meant he liked to watch, but that doesn't mean he actually did anything. So, hey. No, I don't think I've never, in all the movies, all of Jackie Chan's movies that I've seen, I've never seen him in a scene like that.
Yeah, and he tends not to kill a lot of people. There's a lot of fighting,
No,
but he doesn't
he
kill.
ruins their whole day, but he doesn't kill them.
Yeah.
Was he in another?
Well, guys,
Hmm.
what do you make of that?
I don't know about that.
Before he was famous, he was in an adult movie. Well, he could join Sylvester Stallone in that club.
Yo,
Adrian. Oh, yeah. Don't you like my medallion? Isn't that cool? Yeah.
You might be right. Like I said, I don't remember. I could be off. I do think it was in the 90s though, because I remember watching it and I was 9 or 10 when it came out. And that was in 97, 98.
Apparently
you, you might be right. Like I said. Well, Phoenix 908, that's a great statement to make because there were nicknames going around from the crew saying that they were calling this movie Glass Story because how much glass was broken. Ooh, I should probably make this screen more minimal.
Yeah,
how much glass was broken in the movie. So yeah, and dude, it's like seriously, like this, they broke more glass in this movie than Stone Cold Steve Austin's entrance music did at the beginning of every time he walks down to the ring. Every damn time, it's just like holy crap, just fly. He slides into so much of it too. I'm glad he doesn't pull out though. The pull out is always worse than the sliding in when it comes to going in.
For sure.
That's what she said.
Especially glass, like because then you had the marks from coming out. It's like and then before you know it, you're in the movie Cyborg screaming all the time.
Can you remind me again why the girl Bridget Lynn, why she was involved with the drug dealer in the first place? Because I can't remember now.
She'd gone to work for him.
All right,
she'd worked for him for 4 years.
Saying it right here. She was brought under his household.
Right. I couldn't remember.
And I think her uncle worked for the guy too. She mentions her uncle at one point.
Yeah, she wasn't really that involved with the crime side of it. She just worked.
No.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Is that door hanging?
Oh, hang on. You can see the British influence. Primary school.
Hold it. The door is strapped to the top of the car.
Yeah,
it's
because it came off.
It's hanging upwards. It's
yes.
I did not notice that. I noticed about the license plate before. I knew about the ceiling, but I didn't know about the driver door to the front. That it was
my
hanging
keyboard's not
up.
working.
Yeah, it was gone.
That's like, so that reminds me of in Tommy Boy when Chris Farley's car got demolished and they were driving on it anyway. In Tommy Boy, that's what that reminds me of.
Yeah, and he's driving her car, if I remember correctly.
Yes,
and it's like, oh, I picked up your door and I put it on top of the car so you can get it repaired. Yeah, like I did you a favor, and I'm like, if that were my car, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my car.
And this is the part where you learn he has a girlfriend and she walks in at a really, one of those unusual moments. And she's like,
that was great.
Okay. But it's hilarious because then he calls her and then he does this whole like smack talk, being a total toxic male. And she's there in back of him the entire time.
Well, his witness is setting him up.
Yes.
She sets him up and he's talking to her, not realizing his girlfriend is in his apartment, which is even funnier. And then when he turns around and sees her, he's like, oh shit, look on his face. And then his girlfriend is like, get fuck the hell with you. Bye. And whoop, out she goes. And he's like, oh, I gotta get her.
Well, that's why the comedy is so good in this damn movie.
Yes,
too. I mean,
it is.
It works.
For the chat. I want to know. I want scores in the chat. How many times in this scene did Jackie Chan get cream pied? I want to see how many times did he get cream pied.
It's really just face. One big one, wasn't it?
Don't.
Oh no!
Give the answer.
Oh no!
I know the answer. I just want.
I actually mentioned to Mrs. Redshirt how many goddamn cakes were there that he got hit with. So this would be an interesting question to ask the chat. Because it's more than one.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
No dub. No dub, you wish.
I love Snow Dub.
I do too. Snow Dub, we gotta get you on here, man. We gotta get you on here.
Booty breaks in here.
I think we need to get Mike Roach. Mike Roach needs to be on. Mike Roach.
Mike Roach.
Well, that's Mike Roach that's on the Cotton Council. He needs to be on
5 times. On Common Sense, however many, it's not enough. And then it goes out. He's free to do whatever he likes with his ass. Oh no, not that kind of creep. KR.8. Oh. Then Tuda says, I know 3 times we get hit in the face. Keely Chow says 3. You guys
I never have too much pie.
Nope.
I'm glad that went slower. The chat's having fun with the cream pie in the face.
Remember the Revenge of the Nerds pie?
Yep.
I wonder if I still have that clip somewhere.
And that's not the only setup he sets him up with. Oh, Dave, see, I see what you did there. 32. Because not only does she set him up with cream pies to the face 3 times, she sets him up with what you think is just some weird, awkward scene involving a cactus. And that's the setup payoff that is the worst payoff for him later in the court of law. Well, obviously, we'll get to that shortly, but man, when you're watching, you just think, okay, why is she being so weird around a cactus? And why is she going out of her way to sit her ass on it? Because it seems when you're watching it fresh, it's a really awkward scene. And then
she sets him up beautifully there. Yeah, because she's got the tape recorder going, erasing the tape.
There is some smartness to this movie. It's just it seems stupid at the surface until that happens. Like, oh shite. Then this phone. Dude, we're
Another
watching
pie.
We're watching a man get cream pied several times, and and he cleans it up. Some of it he licks, and some of it he wipes. And then
well, I like the fact that part of it is blocked by the phone that he was holding to his face when he got hit with the cake.
Yeah, that was
takes the phone down, and it's like there's eyes are there.
Yeah,
that's a perfect phone handle right there on his face.
Yes, yes.
This will be a Toxic Tuesday future, Keely Chow. I promise. It will. Fist of Fury.
Oh, it will. Oh God, yes. Please.
Oh, my face is.
Make it so.
Oh damn! You should know I was just kidding. It was just 3 cream pies to the face. Look, I'm a little soaked in the face. Oh, this is it. Oh, this is it, dude.
Yeah, this is so bad.
Can you imagine how bad the Twitter feeds would be flooded today with about this scene?
Oh,
they
God,
would.
No, yeah.
He yanked her. He yanked her. I was like, oh damn.
Twitter's one giant handicap.
You're right. That was very progressive. She gave him the facial. Damn, the mind is blown. Blown. Wow.
You blew Nick Wyther's mind.
Don't be so childish. Oh, she looks and she sees that it's off the ground, and then she gets into an awkward movement with it. Dude. And he won't let go too. This is this is the moment that an Amber Heard would capitalize off of. Seriously. She like, he hit me. And then look at the car there with the missing door on this left side. Look at that whole missing door. Oh man.
Yeah. That's a nice stunt that she does too with the scooter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Police brutality. You're right, Vince. I would consider police brutality. There'd be internet cameras everywhere.
I was waiting for her to smash into a car or something there.
I thought she was new. Take care, Snow Dub. Right, then she realized, oh, hey, that cop. Lisa has now officially joined the toxic ones officially with their comments. It's just, sometimes
there's some
you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. And well, it's okay. You are officially one of us now, adopting in said toxicity. It's okay. It's only natural. Just be one with it, like these two are. What? It's precious to me. Yeah, seriously. I remember thinking, man, what an awkward scene, because I forgot that the scene happened. Rewatched it last week. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm like, this is like, okay. Are they trying to is this like them trying to have like a weird romantic relationship? And then when the core happened, that was my reminder. Oh, I remember now, bro. But it is funny. It is. This is once again the comedy aspect. You're like realizing, dude, I really like the way you protected me. And you're like, oh, out of context, in context. Life makes so much more sense. And then he's like, women are strange. This one's even stranger than the other. Even that comment, is a very mild comment. And he would
that's not what the dubbed English version said. What he said,
what'd your version
he said, I'd really like a ham sandwich, is what he said at that point.
I thought it was funny. He injured himself on the pricks of the cactus.
I know.
He has some weird moment.
Everything else he does, right? Yeah.
Just a little prick.
You know what it reminds me of? Dragon Ball Z, because I used to watch DBZ a lot in the early 2000s, and you would see these guys who had these super power levels have like powers of a god, but then you would see them get hurt by the most basic of things. And that's basically Jackie Chan in a few of these scenes. Because if I remember early on in Police Story, I think Selena, I don't remember if she pushed Jackie Chan or she did something, but I was like, hold up, did she do something to him? It was some weird scene where like, hold up, he doesn't seem as tough now. And all of a sudden you see him do all these moves. Yeah, there's definitely some inhuman inconsistencies. And I don't think it was them trying to be like, hey, this girl is the bestest ever. I think it was just them just saying, let's just make a movie. And there'll be moments of coherence. I truly believe that's what happened. But no, it was definitely a strange
That's
scene.
a good one. A lot of it was because they filmed it around this series of stunts, and then they wrote the plot around those fixed points in the film where there was these big stunt scenes. So they had to kind of write around that a little bit. The plot kind of developed organically from that, I believe, rather than being written as a plot and then, having action scenes in that plot. It was, I want to do a thing in a mall. So how are we going to write that? How are we going to make the script point towards that?
That would explain the middle of the movie.
Yeah, it does. It's because they had to fill it with something. So
exactly, they had to put something in between the stunts. That makes perfect sense. I like that.
So here's another aspect of Hong Kong showing the Britishness of it. It's a very British legal proceeding here.
Well, a few the 18-year-old looking dude working at the office. I think he had a LA patch on his.
Well, the police chief had some kind of plaque from the LA police.
That was,
but he had a little British flag as well. But yeah, they had the primary school mentioned earlier, which is a British grade, junior school. It's called a primary school in Britain. And then here's a British court style with the wigs and the judge looking like a British.
They had British elements, they had LA elements, they had Chinese elements.
Well, I think the LA thing must just have been because his character must have gone to LA to do some police training. But Hong Kong was a British colony, so you can see the British influence in a lot of the structures here.
Oh, I did not know that.
British colony.
Wow. Look
so this
at
is
that.
a British courtroom with the
It
wigs.
is with the wig,
Yeah.
exactly with the wigs.
Yeah, this is what I'm trying to say.
I'm surprised they didn't call the judge Malud.
Well, they maybe did.
Malud.
Just in the English dubbing, it was a ham sandwich.
Yeah.
My ham sandwich. I object, ham sandwich.
I could.
And the double-decker bus, the British double-decker bus toy that he's using, the model,
Yes.
it's the British double-decker
Yes.
bus. It was a very British colony. So you see those aspects of it, the British influence in Hong Kong society. Not now, obviously.
70s, you kind of blew my mind because all my life I did not know any of that.
Yeah, it was
But
a
it
British
makes-
colony at that time, and then got handed back to the Chinese in what 2000 or something, or 1990.
They were much better off being a
A
colony.
little before they were
Yeah.
supposed to.
Yes,
But you were
little
talking
before.
Red Shirt before about how different Hong Kong is now, unfortunately. But I can only
Yes.
imagine. Could you even make a movie like this today, or the Chinese?
Oh,
allow
hell
it, or-
Oh,
Probably
hell
not, right?
no. No.
Yep, so
And that ain't just because of the stunts and Jackie Chan's age. There's
Oh, no, it's
so
not.
There's so much more.
You could not go through the shanty town with your Toyota the way they did at the start of this film. That
Right.
would absolutely never get stamped. No, cannot do that scene.
If only there's overdubs that said China. That would last so long. China.
I must say, I do admire his speakers though. They're nice size.
Yes.
They're good speakers.
They are big.
They should have played
speakers.
Motorhead there or something.
80
Dude.
speakers is what those are.
Oh yeah.
That was state of the
Awesome.
art at the time.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yes, that was.
And to add to site coherency, as
you know-
70s was mentioned with the British court, now we have the payoff, not for him, of course, but well,
poked
how
me,
this
it
becomes a
hurts.
big joke.
It
Go ahead,
won't
Red Shirt.
surprise. I don't think it'll surprise any of you to know that I still have 80 speakers, and they're the best speakers I've ever had. They're great. They're
Huge.
Are you doing the hand thing too? Are you doing the hands?
I'm
thing
doing the
when you do
hand
that?
thing. Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they're very good speakers. I just they're not working right now.
You got me all wet.
I have to get that fixed.
Is
I have to
that
get that
why?
fixed.
This is
Because you're
funny.
yummy?
I need to get monetized to afford to get that fixed. So we'll do that.
What's up, your Muslim uncle? He says we are yummy
Uncle.
panelists.
I think your Muslim uncle knows something about me that I don't.
Try the sauce. I'm
We just eat a lot of pineapple here.
Oh, I could lick you all day long.
And yet my children think
No, I had I'm trying to think. I did have a surround sound system early to mid 2000s. I did have
it Bose?
I don't think it was Bose, but I did have the mini speakers and it was cool. I had that. I had PS2. I had a big old nice box TV. I can't remember the brand, but I remember when I would put on the Dolby Digital THX movies and the real sound would be really loud. It was like astronomical. I was
There's
just
nothing like listening to music in surround sound. You've got a good setup.
Yeah.
I
If it's
did
been
put
mixed for
on-
that, if it's mixed for that, it sounds brilliant.
I
The new
did actually
Beatles stuff
put
is
on.
amazing.
It did let me put
it-
on Judas Priest because when the new was new at the time, Angel of Retribution 05, I put it on there and hearing Judas Priest in surround sound, I was so happy. I was like,
Oh.
yeah, Halford
70s.
is back.
70s. You might have heard of this, but sound staging speakers, the original stereo sound staging speakers, are pretty
Yeah.
amazing too, because it's like you're listening to the band behind the wall, behind the speakers.
It's
They're
incredible,
there.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, 70s. Remember the Van Halen album For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge?
Yes, I do remember it well.
Was that the mixing on that, did that sound better on your surround than what
I didn't play that on my surround system that I can recall. I've
What
played it
did
on
you
lots of
play
other
with
systems.
on your surround sound system?
I was blasting one of the new Beatles DVDs, the Blu-ray DVDs. My kids had the
Yeah.
nerve to come down and tell me to turn the music down.
This is the
Like,
sort
this
of
is my
thing
house.
I would play on it. This is Tommy by the Who, but it's DVD audio.
Yeah,
Mixed
yeah,
for
DVD
surround.
audio is awesome.
DVD audio mixed for surround sound. I
Mark,
don't have
let me
that
give
set
you-
up anymore, but this was listening to this, standing in the middle of the room, listening to this with like, I don't know, 200 watts or whatever hell I had. The whole street was listening to it. Let's put it that way.
200 watts or 1.21 gigawatts?
I don't know. It was
Mark,
big.
Mark, I have a
Yep.
piece of advice for you. You need
Sure.
new children.
Well, they moved out now, so.
Well, that's good. Then you're rid of them.
Turn it down, Dad. It's too loud. Just wait. Wait till I put it on
when
11.
I get home, no, wait a minute. Quote from Smokey and the Bandit. When I get home, the first thing I'm going to do is smack your mother in the face.
Your mother.
If you are not the product of my loins, if you don't want to listen to this music, oh no, I'm sorry. My children, my Mrs. Redshirt has 2 daughters. If any of them came to my house and told me to turn my music down, I'd be like, leave. Bye.
Was that a Cannonball Run reference?
No, that was Smokey and the Bandit.
Smoking the Bandit.
Sorry, Smoking the Bandit. Sorry, I got my
Yeah,
bird-
Smokey and the Bandit.
Great movie.
Yep.
Both
Yeah,
great
wonderful
bitch.
movie.
I'm a bitch.
Yep.
I wonder if they're going to show that famous Hong Kong restaurant, the Sha Tin. It's true. It's real. Sha Tin restaurant.
Yeah, the Sha Tin restaurant. Oh, I believe it.
Oh,
It's a
this
real
phone
bitch.
scene is awesome here too. Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh,
love
this
the
is-
phones. The phone scene
Couldn't do
was
this
really-
today because all the damn cordless and
Can't do it with cell
because of the
phones.
cell phone, right? Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Dude.
there's a history lesson for everybody. That's what cell phones used to look like, guys.
If only there was a phone that was for the whole family and you could leave it in the house. So if somebody's mobile is switched off, you could get them.
I remember when it was revolutionary to have a cordless and caller ID and dialing 1-800-COLLECT.
Yeah.
I
Them
remember
good
when
days.
Pepperidge Farm styles, straight up.
Pepperidge Farm,
Dude,
remember?
He gets some of the weirdest calls here. He gets something about a cow that
Right.
says they were violated, but then they weren't violated. He has a bunch of weird calls here, like
Birth
and you're
control
thinking to
questions.
yourself,
Someone
like,
violated a cow. That's horrible. I mean, a sheep, yeah, but a cow.
Oh,
That's
spoken like a
disgusting.
true. Never mind.
That's
yeah,
disgusting.
thinking about this is definitely. I could say that arguably this is probably one of the few scenes you could have taken out of this movie.
Hmm.
Would have been fine. Granted, it's not a long movie; it's an hour and 40 minutes. I feel like, granted, it's entertaining. It's entertaining to watch the scene play out, but it's definitely not necessary in the grand scheme of everything that happened. Because I thought about Mike. I don't know what place in the movie this scene has. What does it add?
It didn't
besides it
really
being
add.
funny.
Yeah.
It only adds humor to a movie that where Jackie Chan, and I'm just going to say this, Jackie Chan, early in his career, was declared the next Bruce Lee, and he said in an interview once, the last thing I wanted to be was the next Bruce Lee. That's insane.
Yeah.
So he started practicing funny ways of blocking in front of a mirror, good hand gestures and crazy things. And he wanted to put humor in his movies because that would separate him from Bruce Lee, in his opinion. So I would say that this is one of the things that Jackie Chan would have been very, very happy to have included in the movie, because it was what kept him from continually being compared to Bruce Lee, because that he didn't want to be the next Bruce Lee.
Yeah, but somebody
He
said
wanted to
in
be a
the-
stunt man and a martial artist, but he didn't want to be the next Bruce Lee.
Somebody did say in the chat that that scene was cut for export versions. So I guess that would be the 80s, 90s VHS international versions, they were short, 10 to 14 minutes shorter than the Hong Kong version. So they must have cut that scene out.
And I guess that sets up him getting in another fight with his girlfriend too, because she said, "Why did you tell my mother to take contraceptives or something?" Or, so I guess that's what obvious humor, and then he's grabbing the phone with his feet, and you don't really. But why were all the rest of the cops there? Did I miss that, or why the heck was he alone in the station?
That's
well, they all went off. They all went off to make some side money. Is the impression I got. They were all corrupt, so they all went off to either hang out with their girlfriends or make some side money, and they all left him there to cover the phones.
I want to ask the guy in.
It's not. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, which phone scene was it? The one with the cords, or was it this
the cords? The cords one.
Yeah, the cords. Where he's
cords one.
Yeah, where he hangs up the phones on the wrong.
Someone thought that. Now, to me, this phone scene makes sense. Not only do you get to see this pressure of the car, but you see what's affecting their relationship throughout all the crazy happening.
That's a dangerous ass stunt too. I mean, that's a small car, but it's you're dead. I mean,
yeah.
And the fact that he tried to get around town with a car that literally had no brakes.
He just about had something small and white up his ass there. That was
Dick Weiser, you need a rim shot. You need a rim shot soundbite.
Well, back in the day, I used to work in an automotive shop, and when I work on tires, and there's a tire that need a let's just say a rim leak, I would give those rims a rim job, and it was a free service. So I would use bead seal, and I lube up the rim, and I use the wire wheel to brush off the corrosion, beat it up, and then seal up that tire. And then I gave that tire a rim job, and there was free rim jobs.
I need that from you. My front 2 tires are leaking right now. I could use a rim job from you.
No, do you know if it's do you need a rim job?
It's a rim. It's a. I do need a rim job because I tested it in the water bath.
I admire the amount of effort you put in, Nick, because most people don't have that time. They would just go to Jiffy Lube and just get lubed up quickly,
See, I gave it heart, and I did it charitably.
How much would you charge per? How much would you charge per rim job?
My manager hated it because he's like, you use the wire wheel too much. I'm like, do you see the corrosion on this thing? I need to make sure this stuff is slim and smooth. And I would make sure everyone went out there with a nice, shiny, slim and smooth rim. And so it was very important to me that this is happening. Every rim mattered. All rims mattered.
Nick, I know people that I'm glad are not in your chat right now. Because they'd be clipping your ass so badly.
I'm sure it's already happening. I'm sure Mark's part too, what he said got him clipped too. Mark's part definitely got him clipped.
I hear him laughing while he's cutting the film.
Hey, it's on the internet. It lives forever, right?
It lives forever, yes.
We can hijack it off a Rumble.
I was a pro. People would go to me. I was the go-to.
I predict there's going to be an X-rated film that's been edited for YouTube that is going to involve Nick Weiser and tire and wheel rims. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm serious. Oh my god,
that's going to be the greatest supercut of all time.
Nick's pretty handy with rubber. That's what it is. He's good with the rubber.
Where's Handy Randy when you need him?
I remember when customers, so what's wrong with my tire? Like, I would just tell, I just need a good old rim job. I'll be done real shortly. And I was nice and efficient, and it was very swift and smooth.
Did you like leather on your seat? Rich Corinthian leather.
I remember some cars were really
stuntman almost dies here. We're talking about rim
job. Talk about talk about brutal. The fact that a guy's body just falls like he fell out like he's a dead body.
This is when they started to ramp the action
15
up.
feet.
Yeah, they ramp the action up now. Yeah.
Yes,
that's more serious.
There wasn't a lot of padding under there too. It looks like normally you can see the guy.
Myself.
There were some really ugly falls in this movie.
He did get injured, but then next month he was in Chinese space program.
Straight up.
Well, here's some. I clipped
I
a few of the
will-
Buster Keaton stunts just to show.
Yeah,
The
this is
amount
a
of
very
falls and flips, I'm like,
Yeah, kind of thing.
Yep.
Guarantee that Jackie Chan studied that. Harold Lloyd and all
Oh
those
yeah.
black and white.
I'd say probably the most common, if I had to guess for common injuries, head, back, and shoulders were probably the most affected by
And groin. I
well,
think the groin was
everyone.
badly affected.
And maybe a little bit of the groin. A little bit of the groin.
About 5 inches of it, yeah.
5 inches.
How are you with
Rim shot
mufflers,
again.
Nick, were you good at getting your hands on the mufflers, or?
I mean, I would do that outside of the official workplace. I would, I would loosen the pipe and then put in a brand new pipe so people had something to blow right after.
Was that pipe smoking?
Oh, dude, it was
It
fresh.
was bigger.
Oh, sometimes it was a little longer. Sometimes it's a little wider, and you could see the shine on it, especially if I turtle waxed it.
Oh, you
did.
Extensive underbody.
All right. Okay.
What do we play for Pinochet? We got to play something for his.
All right.
Mm.
Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2. 32 rim jobs to Yuma. Director's extended unrated cut. Whoa. Guys, I'm just warning you, tonight is a precursor for how gay it's gonna be next week when we watch the Expendables, because the amount of dudes in that movie and the amount of sweating that's in that movie and the amount of sweating that comes from Terry Crews alone in that movie.
I believe Terry Crews.
What do you call this? Well, this piece is called Lick My Love Pump.
Wasn't Terry Crews' sweat nominated for an Oscar?
It should be. His sweat has sweat. That's how much
His sweat had its own personal assistant in the credits.
His sweat had a secretary.
His sweat had an associate producer.
His sweat had diversity hire.
Yeah, so I hope his sweat was diverse. He had sweat from all around the globe of every kind.
Well, when it comes to an exhaust, you get to unloosen the bolts that have the padding for the exhaust, and then you have to throw the bolts back in and tighten the nuts on it.
And do you hope you took care of the sump drainage, Nick?
I remember when when I would put on new wheels, or obviously put in wheel bearings, or what was it? Ball joints, and you have to put the lug nuts back. I hate it on the German cars because they had the
You didn't like
opposite
playing with
of
the
lug
balls?
nuts. They had those studs, and they're like the opposite of lug nuts. And
So you couldn't handle the studs.
You had
Is
to
what you're
figure out
saying.
where the hole was in order to put
And he
the
had-
nut in. Oh,
And he had to tighten the ball joints.
The studs were a
Ball
problem
joints
for
are
you.
fine. Ball joints are easy to screw, but the German cars and putting the nuts in the right hole, and sometimes it feels like a black hole. You have to like wiggle the rim around.
Did you
to get
sometimes
the
have to
stud-
hammer that hole?
Sometimes we would have to torque the nuts
Did you use
tighter
an
just to
impact
make
driver?
sure. We had to torque the nuts, and I had to make sure that it was extra tight. That would always have I would have a double check, so I'd have a second guy come in and torque the nuts second. So that way we made sure two guys torque the nuts.
Work, then twerk the nuts. Awesome.
Oh, so a threesome.
Yes, 2 guys, 1 car, straight up.
And
This guy's a
you'd
bitch.
sometimes you had to get jack that car up, right? I mean, yeah.
Oh, I think you want to nail your fellow police officer. He did. He was jealous. He wanted a piece of the Chan. He was hoping that if he got him in the jail, that Jackie Chan would be his apple pie. And that's why he's mad. That's why he's better. That's his motivational arc. He wanted Chan.
He wanted that 5 inches.
Yep.
Well, I've not seen the one Jackie Chan adult film, so I couldn't tell you anything about that.
I haven't seen it either, but I've heard they call it tuna can. When you're more girthy than long.
I only worked on I sucked at automatic. Trust me, it was like I took a class in it. I was like a D minus. But in manual transition class, I was a B. I did have a B, which is good because you had the little box, you had the shaft with the pinion rings and the gears, and the shaft was very easy to work on a manual transmission. So yes, I did have a decent grade in manual transmission.
So you're
Bruce,
able
you're
to
thinking about
handle the shaft very easily, Nick?
On manual, it's a bit easier. I mean, yeah, they're tougher to drive, but in terms of working them, it's easier to work a manual transmission because they have a small shaft they could just shaft around and just big.
As long as you had the tranny fluid, you were okay.
You got tranny fluid, yeah. Bruce, you're thinking about the one that's about 12 inches long, 1.5, or 12 inches around, 1.5 inches long, looks like a lawnmower wheel.
Correct.
Yes.
Peter says helicopter tours for another $2. So much clipping just happened right now. Thank you, Peter Say, for another $2. They get stuck, especially on German cars. Try working on a German car, and either you have to do tires,
They're not well lubricated.
wheel bearings, ball joints, or brake jobs.
Oh.
And putting the studs back in the holes is the worst. Trust me, I know it sounds funny. I know it sounds funny, but seriously, if you're someone who's working on those cars, it will make you so mad because at least on the American and Japanese cars, the lug nuts, they have the stud hanging out so you know where to slide it in. Whereas the German cars, you get to like poke endlessly and then hope that you get the hole in right.
I had to work on my German car back in the 80s, and I found it almost impossible to get the brake lines back on the nipples. I mean, I spent over an hour trying to get those nipples in the right place. Never worked.
Oh. How did we come to talk about working on cars?
Are we reviewing a movie here?
There's a movie here somewhere.
Yes, and BMWs are mostly a pain. They'll have really
they are.
things like they'll put like a battery though in the trunk. I'm like, bro, a battery in the trunk.
My Alpha had that. I used to tell people, I'll give you $50 if you can find the battery in my car. I never paid. I never had to pay it. Nobody ever looked in the trunk.
Well, it's better for weight distribution, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, let's get to the
all right,
movie.
go ahead.
This is where Chan goes. This is where Chan goes full Chan, and he like,
oh yeah,
he's straight up. I love because this is him being Nicolas Cage here. I didn't kill anyone, and you swear he's gonna like let one loose on these guys, and the guys are concerned that he's gonna, but to be fair, he was kind of right. He's just like, bro, come on, man. You guys are basically screwing him, and he didn't ask to get screwed. He was just trying to be a decent cop, and you guys are all screwing him. Ooh, I bet hiccup.
Bless you.
So,
Yolanda Gaines says, I don't do tires, only nuts. German nuts.
Did you ever between nuts in the back of trunk? Most nuts in the back of trunk. I'd say there's not much nuts in the back that are hard. It's usually at the front, like if you're like unbolting something like the starter. And I'm not a full-on mechanic. I know very basic things. I know how to do a tune-up. I know how to do a trans flush. I know how to do some things. I know how to do a point A to point B of deattaching, reattaching. I don't know the cause of many problems. I'm not good at theory. But if someone said, hey, could you put a starter in this car? Most cars, I could say yes. But if you were to tell me why this happened or how did we get to this part, I would say I don't know. I'm not, because to be a mechanic, it's not just knowing about how to replace something, but it's also about now knowing what went wrong and how did we get to that point. I couldn't tell you that. I just know, hey, I could do this on that car. So
I just hope, Nick Weiser, I just hope you haven't done a trans flush recently, because that'll get you canceled.
The last trans Ironically, one of the last cars I ever did a trans flush was on a Trans Am in 2011. A Trans Am, I did a trans flush, and dude, it was, it was flushy. That's all I gotta say about that. It was very flushy, very flushy. Yeah, 2011. But man, it was. But you know what? It was cool because I had the Michelin Man watching over me, rooting me on. Every time I torqued a nut, every time I had a rim job, every time I bolted something back together, I had Bip watching over me. He was my spirit animal before spirit animal was a thing.
There you go.
I got a question related to the movie.
The movie? Mark,
There's
wait
a movie. I
a
could
minute.
do that.
You changing the subject?
Was this commander in on this, like getting kidnapped, or no? He just in the end he says I'll help him.
I don't think
In the end, I think he said he'll help him.
He has a change of heart.
Yeah, he's a by the book guy. He's a by the book guy. So he has to do certain things, and he realizes Jackie Chan is going to solve the case. And he's like, all right, I'll let you go, but you're on your own from now on.
Okay, yeah. We'll start hunting for you once I get back. Okay, that's what I wanted.
Exactly.
It was more,
We'll
yeah.
look
So
for
he
you
kind
when
of
I
just
get
had
back
a
to
change
the
of heart.
station. Yes.
Yep.
He's
And
decided,
while we're
I'll give you a chance. Yeah.
And while we're talking about the movie again, here's another Buster Keaton stunt. I mean, and then here's one with the car split. And this is all, obviously this is no safety, nothing. I mean, if he goes down here, that's it. Yeah.
Hmm.
And then this one is one of the
Brilliantly
most
done,
incredible stunts here.
Brilliantly
This
done.
one here.
All I'm seeing is the little guy on the. We'll start hunting for you once I get back. The scene hasn't changed.
And that stunt is just totally.
Oh, that's
insane.
clearly a homage to a stunt that happens not far from now. And
Yeah,
that
Yes,
is
kind of, yeah.
what. Oh, and Pinochet's helicopter tours for another $2 says, I self-identify as my own non-animal spirit animal. Thank you, Pinochet.
Huge.
I'm glad you guys are having fun tonight with all these. I'm honored. Thank you. You guys are awesome. This has definitely been a very memorable show. What's funny is when I go look at my memberships, I love clicking on the tab, and it says "See your members." I'm like, "Ooh, I get to see."
You can
look
see
at
all the
the
members.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick, you can turn that on if
Anyway.
you want other people to see who the members are too. That's a setting in the YouTube.
Oh yeah, I
so
and
if
I
you
do
want-
have it on so people could.
Oh, you do have it on. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. So you can see
Yeah.
who's part of the club, the elite club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right, so now we're closing in on the third act. That guy looks scared and terrified. Looks like he's gonna cry.
It looks like his asshole's puckering right now.
His ass is puckering. Straight up. He had that face of a he's like, oh, I'm gonna be the one who gets puckered up, bitch. And he says, I'm starving. Of all the things. The big fight's about to go down at like, I guess you could call it like a flea market or a mall. I don't know what you'd call this thing. What do you think, guys? Flea market, this whole fight scene. Is this a mall or a flea market? I don't know what it's like in
Looks more like a
what
flea
it
market.
was like in Hong Kong. But it looks a little
Like-
bit flea market-y to me.
Like a wet market,
I
flea
think
market.
it is a mall. I mean, the stuff with the train coming down the lights and all that, and the fighting with the motorbike, and that's all a mall.
Uh-huh.
It's a proper mall.
Mm-hmm.
It's just got multiple levels. I mean, some of it might be a bit rougher, but it's a mall. There's
okay.
They're selling Mattel toys and all sorts.
They were, yeah. I
Barbies.
saw it,
They're
'cause
selling Barbies.
You saw that they would have some things in American English, and then there's some things in our languages. So I'm like, man, this movie doesn't know what country it's in.
There was a ton of product placement in the mall
Lots
scenes.
of product thanks in the credits too.
Yep. Saw that. Yeah.
The placement was real. I like Hong Kong so much, way too many ways. Hold up. We're missing Red Shirt. Red Shirt, come back.
I'm the only person on this side. I'm feeling a bit lonely.
Yeah, I'll get near you. Ooh. Now you're stuck with all of us. Now
all the screen
we're
space being wasted now.
Yeah, hold up. Let's see.
Wow, look at that computer.
I know.
It won't let me.
Yeah,
It
Red
won't
Shirt will
let
be
me.
back.
It's a Commodore 64.
What the hell?
It literally will not let me move any of us over by 70. So 70s are kind of fucked there.
Well, you can do the layout. You can change the layout. You can do this
It's
layout.
probably for advantage.
You can do
I
that
can do
layout.
Stone Cold Steve Austin. I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, this is an actual mall. I mean, it's
Yeah, that's the mall from
That's an
Commando.
actual mall.
is it the same
That's the
mall
mall
from
from Commando. And no, I'm joking. Where Arnold does the swing,
be.
you know, that's inspired by
Guys,
got to be inspired by Jackie Chan, right?
Richard's computer can't get it up. So I'll pay F's in the chats for respects for Richard's ISP that gets it up. Because some computers do get a little old and they need computer Viagra. So
Well, Red Shirt's from Star Trek: The Original Series, so they have
So
very slow
Davina's-
interwebs back then.
Davina's got some info on this mall.
the Wing On Plaza is probably the most visited Jackie Chan film location. It's easy to find and hasn't changed significantly over the past 30 years, which is quite rare in Hong Kong. Oh, thank you, Davina. Appreciate that. I love when the chat's
awesome.
Red Shirt's here. He slid back in too.
Now we can split us up again. Now there we go.
Yeah,
Still a
now
ton
we're
of space.
divided again.
So this is
All right, guys.
the Low Hung
back
Plaza,
in.
was it, or was it the
Low Hung?
Yeah, my ISP got it back up.
I'm just glad you got it up.
Yeah,
some
well,
some computers.
You and Mrs. Redshirt both.
the choreography of this stuff is just magnificent.
Oh, dude.
Magnificent.
Every move, I could feel the hurt, even on rewatch value. Flips the guy over, falls through that crease like a few stories down into that table. Then the guy into the in-between crease between the escalators. The amount of glass that breaks, like bodies are just flying, and then everyone's just constantly moving with the speed. And you're like, damn, dude, this is fucking crazy. Like, you don't watch this think, oh, this feels like a scene I just seen before. Like, you just watch, like, this is what these dudes used to freaking do from with the dedication to this stuff. Like, dudes would sometimes literally kill themselves to make a good movie.
Yeah. And I do appreciate that Mark's giving us this frame by frame.
Yeah, I think I must have hit the
This is
keyboard
worth
by
no.
accident.
You can know this for the final battle, because as I said earlier at the beginning of the show, this has one of the best third acts I've ever seen of any movie.
Intense. Yeah.
I mean, this alone is the price of admission. You could come out of it saying, "Okay, this is a fairly good movie," but that last act finished so strong that it when you have a movie that has a good strong finish, it makes up for the rest of things, because then you think of the movie more fondly because of the way it finishes. And I know I'm making it sound even gay with the way we finish, but Jackie Chan knew how to
You
finish.
finish with someone finish?
Oh, Jackie Chan finished off like at least 40 dudes in this scene. And this is like the last 10 minutes of the movie. And it is just diabolical. It finishes.
Yeah, the stunt work in this is amazing.
A lot of dudes, I think, did get injured making this
they did.
straight up movie. And I know Jackie Chan, when he slid down that pole, which obviously hasn't happened yet, but yeah, he definitely had some hits from that too. So
Well, the pole was the lights are too hot, so he burned his hands.
Dude,
sliding
can you
down.
imagine
Plus,
going?
that's an insane stunt anyway.
Yes,
just to begin with. I mean, just to do that, and there's no harness. There's nothing. I mean, I don't think there's any kind of safety there for him. So just total insanity. Yeah.
No, everybody went down the escalators or down between the escalators, or Jackie Chan went down the pole. There is no safety. There's nothing. And there may have been stuntmen doing the other stunts, but Jackie Chan was doing his own falls. And they're amazing in this movie. They're incredible to watch. And the end of this movie is incredible to watch. and it makes up for a whole lot of other things.
Yeah, you mustn't even need the subtitles when you just watch the action.
Yeah, no, you don't.
It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I'm not talking Jackie Chan's finishes with a 10-foot. Dude, the amount of bodies that get flown through gas, and even the women take some brutal hits too. Like
Yeah.
both the ladies, we'll say his actual girlfriend and non-girlfriend. So basically, non-girlfriend Selena, his actual girlfriend, I think May. May, dude, the guys like straight up abuse her, and then I'm already forgetting Selena. Like I was like, damn, dude, like they throw her through the glass, and May they throw her down the stairs. Like, bro, these ladies should be in hospitals immediately.
Yeah, I mean, they threw Selena through a display case, which is
Yeah.
what happened to two or three of the bad guys.
And I think it's her
just
doing
like,
some of those stunts too. I think if watching the end credits.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
I think
surprised.
it's her in some of the shots.
Yeah.
That is true Shaft dedication. He has his grip on tight, and he doesn't let go until he gets to the bottom, the base. Once he gets to the base, the explosion happens. And yes, I do agree, true bass. I know I'm having a humorous downplay, but no, for real though. In all seriousness, rare seriousness, absolutely unfuckwittable. Jackie Chan was. I mean, he probably slept for like 3 weeks especially after this scene. This was probably one of the last scenes that they shot for the movie. I can imagine like your bodies are gonna be wrecked after the scene. He probably slept for weeks and then woke up and wondered if he was still alive. Maybe. I don't blame him.
I mean, Jackie Chan's done a lot of great movies and a lot of great scenes and stunts, but this stuff has to be the best, if not the best. It's up in the best. It's
Rumble
incredible
when he jumps off the boat and breaks his ankle, and then you see it happen too. You see his ankle snap. It's like,
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was
This
a
is
wild
just
stunt
incredible
too,
stuff. I mean, it's just so well put together.
I love the fight here too. The fight scene is so well choreographed and so fast, and
yeah, it's a lot harder the fight than some of the earlier stuff, which is a bit more comedic.
Yeah.
This is much more intense and brutal.
Didn't they do an advertisement for his health insurer or his doctor?
Probably. Deserves a
Maybe,
medal.
probably. This was true gender equality.
Yeah, they do. That's the way it should be.
Yeah, they do.
yeah, she gets thrown in the case right here. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can feel like it's actually it's like damn it. And yes, there is definitely a difference between men and women. Women feel that stuff, it's gonna hurt so much worse for them. It's like, damn, I could feel that pain for them.
That's right,
But,
Nick. If you and I were thrown through a plate glass window, we'd just shrug it off.
well, no, we wouldn't
I'm
shrug
just
it off, but for them, their bodies, the way their
kidding.
bodies are built, it's
70s.
just like unless you're like
Hmm.
Ronda Rousey, obviously
70s.
she probably,
Yeah.
if anything, she maybe half brush on it, maybe after like 5 minutes.
Hmm.
You and
Walk
I,
it
we'd
off.
probably be
You just walk it off.
And there's our bullets. Dude, hold on, go back.
Go back.
Was
Okay.
that an
Yep.
underwear ad I saw
Where
for
what-
dudes
there?
to the right?
That might be Izod or polo shirts or Izod Lacoste.
It's something like that, yeah.
Izod, yeah, it's a
Yeah,
tennis.
There's definitely
thing.
some Mattel stuff coming up at some point.
Yeah.
There's Barbie and a few other things.
There's
yeah.
Barbie. Yep. They wouldn't let Barbie in China now, probably.
No.
No, not at all. But he does get to throw a nice clothing rack at
There's
them.
the Mattel stand.
The least effective thing
Yeah.
still is very effective.
But I love it's like Rumble in the Bronx where he uses what's there. So this is a great stunt with the clothes rack, and he smacks the guy, and then you can't when you watch it live action, obviously it's clipped, but it's just great, and that's a great stunt there too.
Yes.
So
Well, that's what makes Jackie Chan so great. Is his greatest strength is his environment around him. He obviously he has to be a very quick thinker. He has to be adaptable, and he has to act fast, and he has to make sure that everything exactly goes as it's hoping to go, and he does. He lands well every landing.
So who's Dennis? Is Dennis? Is that Dennis the Menace or something?
That's what I
Mattel?
thought too. Is Dennis the Menace, because
That's
Dennis
all
the
I could
Menace
think
was a
of.
big name at the time.
That's yeah.
That's all I could think of.
That's a some kind of toy. Yeah.
So
There's
yeah,
Barbie Dream House there. Ooh, Barbie Dream House.
JT Kirk was saying, is it paid ad by Mattel? Well, as I think Mark, as you said, or somebody said, they've all got credits in the all these companies are in the post, in the credits thanking them. So whether they paid or they just gave their permission to have their stuff used there.
I think you have to ask. Do you have to ask for permission? I'm not.
Well,
not sure.
I don't know how. I don't know how it works, but yeah.
Oh, there's the glass.
There's the glass. Yeah.
And there's Bjorn Borg right there too, and
yeah,
on the left. Yeah, I don't know who
is
the
he
soccer
just in the
player is.
cupboard making love to some girl? Or-
I wonder if you're right. Yeah, if they. I wonder if they put real glass there for that stunt. 'Cause see the way it's cut. It's already cut to break that way.
It does look like it, doesn't it? Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, it's still freaking dangerous if that's real glass or the sugar glass didn't break. I don't think
stuff
well, it didn't break. It cracked. It cracked.
Yeah, that's more likely to be real. Yeah.
Yeah, and he turns away from the camera and looks like he's looking at the director, going, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, look at him there. Yeah,
It literally looks like he's looking off camera at somebody, going, "Wait a minute, what the hell was that?"
Yeah, because if you look, you can see
very
it's
quick.
It's taped on the edge there. You can see the
it's
tape
very
on the
quick,
edge.
but go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say because that would go around and can be completely enclosing the shirts. But if you look at it here, only because it's clipped, you can see it doesn't go all the way around. Probably it's taped. And then you're right, something did go wrong. Something went wrong there with that stunt, obviously. But then it worked, I guess, so they kept it. But thank God he didn't get cut, or I don't know if that was sugar glass that didn't break, or the right way, break all the way through.
He definitely looked like he was. Yeah, he definitely looked like. Wait a minute, what was that? The director went, cut, print it.
Yeah, it worked. Yep. Well, it's like when the jump in Rumble in the Bronx. He takes out his ankle, but they keep it. He can't do a second take either. Yeah.
Right.
But I wonder if anyone knows in our chat if that was an accident that went wrong or planned or.
I wonder.
Well, Jackie Chan's been taken off set on a stretcher more times than I've
Yeah.
had hot meals. So, no, he does his own stunts and he's willing to do the craziest stuff. And sometimes he doesn't quite get it right. And, whether it's jumping up on a ladder and dancing over a person he's fighting and his foot goes through the ladder and he's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
my leg is sprained, my groin is pulled, whatever the hell it was. That was in one of his movies. He steps through the ladder instead of dancing up it and jumping over the person, and his foot goes through the rungs of the ladder, and he just stops, and he's like, the expression on the face is, "Oh shit, that hurts," and then they have 5 crew members carefully pulling him off the ladder and putting him on a stretcher and taking him to the hospital because he's probably done something really bad to his leg.
Yeah,
and it's just the way he does his stunts. They either work or he goes to the hospital.
All right. And then Pinochet's helicopter tours for $2 says, had no idea what he went through till outtake reels. I've never watched those before, but now that you mentioned, I'm gonna do that this week because I have already interpreted in my head how bad his body must feel and hurt with all the stunts that he does and the joy that I get from seeing it all throughout the years of watching these movies. I want to see what happens when they're just errors or mistakes. I can imagine once again his body, the injuries. I wonder what it's like for him to I guess you could say doing something so simple as walking is today.
Yeah.
I want to know what.
Man's got to know his limitations.
Yeah, he has no limitations.
Yeah.
Jackie Chan's limitations. Yeah, no. Go ahead.
What limitations?
Right.
What?
He finds
Yeah.
out his limitations when they carry him off the set.
I'm still human after all. Nah, seriously.
Yeah, and I will say, Nick, that the outtakes from his movies will blow your mind.
I'm sure.
They're unbelievable.
Well, usually they're at the end of each movie too. I mean, I'm sure there's
Yes.
more outtakes on the DVDs and special features, but yeah, that's part of the
Yeah.
fun. You know, I clipped all those too at the end where you can a lot of the stretcher scenes, unfortunately, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why the movie works so well too. 'Cause it's not this fake CGI fighting that there's, no, impact to it. You know, I mean, watch these. These guys are really, really great stunt people. I mean, it's just really believable everything they're doing. I mean, they're just so good. So
And that's what the Hong Kong kung fu movies did in the 70s and the 80s. They pioneered that we're just going to do it. You guys are going to do it, and we'll pay for your hospital bills if you get hurt. And that's basically where Jackie Chan came from. He was a stuntman and became a movie star. He kept doing his own stunts.
And this is
it's
nothing that a green screen could ever pull off straight up ever. Because it's obviously not just because of the realism, but because of the creativity of the moves, and to make you believe it's happening. Jackie Chan is real and making it happening.
Yeah, and as Richard said, it uses the environment. Everything in the environment gets used.
Yep.
Props, spaces, different spaces that he moves into the fight. Everything's used.
Yeah,
you couldn't do that with a green
adaptability.
screen.
Yeah, as I mentioned earlier, he's very adaptable. He thinks quick and looks around. He is very aware of his surroundings, and he thinks everything is a weapon. Everything is a weapon. That's how it is.
Yep.
Or a
And
defense.
as long as that's your mindset, it kind of technically there is some truth to that. Technically, almost anything in the world in some variation can be used as a weapon.
Absolutely. And 70s is right in that if they'd filmed this in front of a green screen, he couldn't have grabbed anything because it wouldn't have been real.
Yeah, half the stuff.
They had to have all this stuff around him as props for him to pick it up and use it, or roll over it, or do something else. So
just having the different spaces to move into for the fight.
Right.
You know, you couldn't do that in a green screen. It's just one
He
space.
couldn't go down. He could go down an escalator. He couldn't go down some giant freaking hot pole. All those things he could he couldn't have pulled off. The best he could have done on the green screen is maybe hop over a ledge, because you can obviously digitalize that. But everything else with the way he uses his environment, all the objects he throws at people, the objects he tosses around, the things that he hops on, that stuff the more I think, I'm just like, no, the CG could not pull off any of that stuff. Absolutely not. It absolutely could not. And at the end, on 2 minutes, 2:30 minutes. Okay, I'll remember that, Vince. Thank you. Link the end credits of Police Story. No, good to know. So at 2:30 is the end credits. Okay, and here she is, right here. She feels the hit, and you see it in her face, and you feel that damn shit. Right, damn. The tiny girl felt the hit from that, and ooh, man. And here's the glass flips, dude. This is where the glass flips like escalate. Oh God. And I notice a lot of them land on the back of their heads and necks. I'm sure there's some stiff neck, broken neck. A lot of it from this. Seriously.
Interesting tactic, using a motorbike in a mall. Like, I mean, there's probably a million other things he could have done, but he decides to go for the motorbike attack.
And I like that motorcycle too. That's a classic.
Yep.
Old
but
Yamaha
made for a great kick right here.
SJ400.
This is something CG could not pulled off.
Yep. That's a great kick. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Chuck Norris was jealous of that kick.
It would have been better in Action Pants.
that Jackie Chan and Van Damme were actually doing roundhouse kicks in their movies. Just saying. I love Chuck Norris. Obviously, Vision,
Oh
USA
yeah.
Jams, but he didn't do too many roundhouse kicks in his movies. He was around about short when it came to his kicks, and that's unfortunate because Chuck Norris should have been king of the roundhouse kicks, but nope, it's okay.
Well,
Van
well,
Damme.
Major
Chuck
glass
Norris.
here, major glass.
Okay.
Oh,
No, but
dude.
not to get too technical, but my brother-in-law is a black belt in karate, and
Okay.
kicks in karate are short kicks. The big kicks, like the roundhouse kick, are from other martial arts because karate considers them to be too dangerous and easy to block or take advantage of. So
Okay.
Chuck Norris, as he was trained, would have been kicking, basically ruining somebody's knees with his kicks rather than their head. So that was what he was trained to do, and he was a 7-time national champion or world champion in karate.
Mhm.
He had to learn a different fighting style to make it more flamboyant for the movies that he was in, while he was learning to act so he could like be a normal human being. Whereas Jackie Chan was already a flamboyant martial artist in the Hong Kong movie style, and he just decided, I'm going to add comedy to it. I'm going to make it funny. So he'd stand in front of a mirror and think of, look for ways to block, like, point a finger, like, oh no, wait, while blocking a punch. And that's where Jackie Chan's style came from. He was already a flamboyant martial artist. Chuck Norris wasn't. He was a really centered martial artist. We looked at the movie Way of the Dragon with Chuck Norris in the final fight with our favorite there,
Bruce
Lee, and Chuck Norris is dead serious in that fight. There's nothing flamboyant about his fighting. I mean, yeah, there's some bigger kicks, but that is a fight to the death. That's what Chuck Norris was trained to do. He had to learn to become an actor. So what's cool about Jackie Chan was he was already becoming the comic actor, because he was like, no, I don't want to become the next Bruce Lee. I want to find a way to be different. And this, to me, is the first movie I've seen. One of the first movies. Drunken Master was probably the first movie I saw where Jackie Chan really is trying to play a comic character who is a badass. If you finally push him to the wall, he'll ruin your whole day. This movie, same thing. When he decides it's time to go get these guys, it doesn't matter. He's going to jump down, onto the escalator. He's going to come down the pole. He's going to come 3 stories down through the mall, whatever the hell it takes. Takes on 5 guys in a hallway.
Well, that's why I stopped here, because this scene is so freaking incredible, and this stunt kind of gets overlooked. But look at the height here he's coming down from, that he's jumping.
Yes,
and they show this in the end credits while rehearsing this with all the stunt people around him. But I mean, look at the height. That looks like he's like 15 feet, maybe 12 feet.
Yeah,
that he's
a
coming
good
down.
10, he's a good 10 to 15 feet above his landing.
Look how far down he goes down. Uses his knees, obviously, and he's got to land that. I don't know if they stopped the escalator from moving. I can't remember. But if the escalator is still moving too, you've got to hit the spot and come down. And everyone's been on an escalator, how narrow that is. It's not like and if he lands just a little bit off, he's wrecking his ankles. People were talking about Aaron Rodgers. I mean, sorry if you're a Jets fan, but it's been miserable for the last 50 years, so nothing new. But I mean, that's a freaking incredible stunt. And then he jumps back up, boom, like Spider-Man, and he's going. This is one cut. It's not, there's nothing here that
not multiple shots, not multiple camera angles.
And then he just jumps over. I mean, and maybe gets overlooked somewhat, because of the sliding down the electrical the wire and the pole at the end. But I think in some ways this is even a more dangerous stunt.
That's frightening.
You're jumping like that, and if you land off, I mean, and he nails it, and boom, and he goes, and he's off.
Well, this is part of the reason why Jackie Chan shows up in the outtakes, because he does do these stunts. This isn't the only movie. He does crazy ass stunts that most stuntmen would look at and go, how much are you paying me? And Jackie Chan's like, yeah, I'll do it. Let's rehearse it first for about 15, 20 times. And then we'll run through it slowly. And then we'll do it full speed. And then we can film it. And I mean, there I don't know how many movies I've seen of his where the outtakes are all Jackie not quite getting a stunt right. And, it's either I'm going to limp off and go take a break, or I'm going to the hospital, or whatever. One of the things about his movies is that his stunts are absolutely real. When you see him jump onto that escalator, he actually jumps onto an escalator from 10 or 15 feet up. He goes after the guy, and the guy runs away from him. Yeah.
True toy.
Yeah.
I don't know what pronunciation it is.
More Barbies too.
More Barbies. More Barbies.
Oh, no.
Dream bed. Ouch. I mean, that's
don't pay attention to the fall. Pay
that
attention
was
to
a
the
bad one.
Barbies. Pay attention to the Barbies. Consume the Barbies.
That was a bad fall. I don't know who did that stunt.
Ouch.
It was like her. She did
It did look like her
on that floor.
It looked like her.
Because that was a fair distance to go head first, practically.
Yeah.
I've had minor falls on those types of floors before, and I have to emphasize the word minor. And even when I had it happen minorly, they hurt like a bitch.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it was like for that lady to land. I don't care if that's the actual actress or if that was a stunt lady. That is awful. That
either way, that's
a pain. Yeah. I mean, I studied 2 martial arts, judo and aikido. The only thing I learned was how to fall down. And I can fall down without being injured, but that doesn't mean I fall down without being hurt. If you land on a tile floor like that, damn it hurts. And you're not going to just hop to your feet and go, oh, I'm fine. If you fall from several feet and land on a hard surface like that, that's no fun. Even if you land correctly and you spread it out. And I mean, I've been thrown by a sensei and landed flat on my ass on my back on a mat. Not much of a mat, but it's not the tile floor. So no, even if the stunt people were padded, that's not a pleasant fall. And there are a bunch of them in this movie. So the stunt work in this movie is amazing.
So this scene is a Van Damme scene where they do the triple shot. You see it from different angles, and they do the triple shot. I love it. Each shot looks just as awesome as the one that comes before, and it's just like, holy damn. He was in that mall, we'll just say mall, and he goes all the way down on that hot shaft, and also he just comes all the way at the end. Everything just explodes at the end. Look, there's some coming on the way there. That's the pre-cum. That was the pre-cum. That light up was the pre-cum, and yeah, he got really bad injuries, hand burns.
Yeah, because at the end he has to fall off through another glass.
Harris, hi, Richard Harris, says dislocated hip and cracked tooth vertebra. Jesus.
Yeah, but he runs off after this too, right?
He's Jackie Chan, man.
He's Jackie Chan, right? Like, there's no one that comes to get him. Like,
bunny. Yeah.
I didn't clip the third fall as much, but yeah, he like you watch it at the end, it looks like it's one take where he runs off, and he was effed up too at that point. I mean, there's a little bit of padding, I guess. The idea is he's falling into that house to slow him down, but it's not much, right? I mean, it looks like it's wood or plywood or something.
It's hard
to break your plywood to break your fall. Maybe there's padding underneath it, but
he still got off at the end.
That's true. That's a fact.
And he went all the way down.
You guys, we're still this late in, and Yeah, and then this is where, and then the great confession happens, and the fax papers go into the correct hands, and the law is just like, oh, we didn't see nothing.
Yeah.
And Jack,
Oh,
hang on.
wait a minute. No, it's better than that. It's better than that, Nick. The one cop says to the other, I'm going to need your help to write this report.
Look
And
at
the
that,
other cop
Dallas.
says, I don't know why. I didn't see a thing.
There's a Dallas Barbie there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
Dallas,
that's neat.
Yeah.
Dallas
It's
Barbie.
Ken.
Lots of
It's
Barbies
Ken.
in this. Eh?
Is Ken on it? Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
No, it's okay, because this is where you think Chan's gonna have his last one going crazy until the great confession happens. And Jackie Chan's still crazy at the end of the movie, just not as crazy.
Well, here's another crazy Buster Keaton stunt. I mean, maybe it's kind of inspired that a little bit, or
I can see there's loose inspiration.
There was some
Yeah.
debate in the chat about whether some of those were Harold Lloyd or Buster Keaton. Who knows?
Oh, no,
Black and white.
Buster Keaton did the ones that were actually dangerous. Harold Lloyd had mattresses under him most of the time.
Yeah.
He did some
Okay.
great stunts, but they were Hollywood magic. Buster Keaton was crazy.
Yeah, here's
Buster
another
Keaton
one.
was
So this is just like the look at that. He's up in the freaking air.
You got Michael Keaton here.
Yeah,
Michael
Keaton was
Keaton did
nuts.
those.
This scene was absolutely enough, Josh Post.
Oh, definitely.
And the best part is, not that I want to go into that movie because I never saw it, but apparently the director is mad that there's a lot of love for Ken, and that's great.
Yes.
It
Oh,
is great.
yes. That's I'm loving that. She's
I
all
heard the
bent out
news that
of
she's so
shape.
bad that
Oh,
people
yes.
are loving Ken. I'm like, Ken was a thing, and
Ken's
it's
getting the
clear
love
she-
because he's
it's
cool.
clear she didn't want that to be a thing, and it's now totally a thing.
Well,
Yeah,
Ken's the
yeah.
underdog. Everyone loves the underdog.
Exactly.
Mhm.
What you
Yeah,
get-
she went too
see,
far.
Jackie Chan did beat off a lot of guys, and yeah, he did. But it was great. I
just
like how the guys like,
dined
oh,
in
I'm
front of
I'm
Barbie.
I'm in authority
Barbie, yeah.
position. You can't hurt me. And he just
Just dying for the lawyer to get it. Absolutely dying for the lawyer to get
He
it.
pulled a
Sleazy
Pulled a
lawyer.
Rocky on him, is what he did. He went
Yeah,
for the
I was
body.
thinking it's like Rocky 5. Yeah,
Yeah.
the promoter when he punches the promoter at the end.
Oh, the Don King ripoff guy, that guy who's not Don King.
Yeah, that's right. Definitely.
love
not
this
the man
Don
who was
King.
man, it was definitely not Don King. Let's say that for the record.
But I love Chan's acting though in this scene. You know, I'm watching it with the subtitles, but you felt the emotion. And it's like, this guy, framed him for murder and almost killed his girlfriend. Killed a lot of people. So
Damaged
yeah, and he
his
just
life
goes to
almost
town here.
permanently.
Yeah. So
He was gonna
I mean,
get charged with first-degree murder.
Yeah. So I really like his emotion in this, and this is great when he's punching the crap out of this guy. Yes. And then like you said, Redshirt, the end. I didn't see anything. Did you see anything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just perfect. Yeah, the by the book guy. He's
Yeah, the by the
other
book
guy
guy's like,
says,
no.
"You're gonna have to help me write this write this up." He's like, "I didn't see anything." Yeah.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
This was an absolutely earned moment for whatever
There
his
it
name
is.
is. You want to
There
call
we
him.
go.
We'll just say you the chat decide what his name is in this movie, and you'll just say this is his earned moment of having that final venting, that letting out that final moment of frustration. That finally, after all this time, I'm finally vindicated. Like I said, you decide his name because between the amount of run times, the amount of subtitle dialogues, the amount of names that these characters have, we don't know what's what, but we do know one thing. He got his revenge, and it is oh so glorious.
Yep.
And everyone just all of a sudden has to contain it. And then just like that, the movie's freaking over.
Mhm.
Just like that. This is it right here. So chat, get your scores in. I saw that most of you stuck around, which I thank you for doing, by the way, chat. but let's see those scores and let's
here's the
get our
outtakes here.
just get them rolling. We'll let the panel
Yeah,
sound off as they're doing it. And you know what, Mark, you get to lead off first for once.
Oh, I get to lead off. Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, this
the director's called Guy LaRoche. Oh,
yeah. This was an easy one. Sometimes I get nervous when they go into a bar in these movies that there's going to be a lot of mad appearances, but this was an easy one to clip. But the only problem was there's so many good stunts at a gazillion slides because it's just so much going on with Jackie Chan, and you really appreciate him. I mean, it's too bad, his English wasn't the best in terms of crossing over to Western audiences. I think that did hamper him. But that he got better as time went on. But he's just a real gem to watch, and just amazing. And you got a lot. He's kind of like Tom Cruise. Goes all out and does his stunts. Jackie Chan is just at another level because he's putting himself in really some extreme danger in these stunts. But you always appreciate an actor and actress who puts that much into it, because what are they trying to do? They're trying to make it believable, right? So I mean, that's a freaking dangerous stunt, hanging from that bus like that. I mean, let go. I don't think there's any wires or safeties there that I know of.
Seen this bit where the guys come out of the windows?
Yeah.
That's a bad stunt too. I mean, they're coming head first out into a concrete.
Yeah, look at these guys, and they're coming down.
Yeah,
look how high that is.
That is not an easy stunt.
Yeah,
to get right.
that's
insane.
even with padding, that's a really ugly fall.
They do have some padding you can see there, but that's
it's ugly.
insane.
Yeah. Head first.
I mean, how much? You can kind of catch a little bit of pad, but there's not a lot of pad.
Incredible.
And that double decker, I mean, yeah. All right, I'll take the first row. You two can do the second row. There's guys on the second row coming out.
Just, it's nuts.
And one of the stunts went wrong too. The bus went up too fast, so Jackie jumped out of the way because the bus
nearly hit the car. Yeah, would have crushed him.
Yeah, would have killed him. Yeah, I mean, so he's putting himself in danger. So yeah, I'm giving this. This is an A. I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. The story's not bad either. Just loses a little bit with the subtitles. Unfortunately, I can't speak the language.
Which subtitles were your favorite?
Well, the subtitles are here. Watch the car go. Watch the car flip. Oh my God! You see, the engine is covered up there for safety, but look, they didn't think the car was going to flip, so they're all rushing to the car. They don't know what happened to I don't know if Jackie was in that or stunt person. I'm guessing Jackie's not in that car, but God, they probably thought they were dead in there. Hopefully, that, like I said, a roll cage. But yeah, you want to have he's bringing in this, making the movies look so realistic. So yeah, give this an A. The story is decent too. Toxicity, I don't think it's very toxic, other than maybe his treatment of the ladies in this movie. Maybe that's a sign of the time,
the way he was towards the ladies.
Yeah, maybe like a 5 in toxicity in terms of his character, but maybe that's not so unusual for the time period and that culture, maybe. But
and the abuse the ladies took.
Oh God, horrendous. Yeah, canceled today. But yeah, if you haven't seen this, just watch it, and watch it with the subtitles, because I think the dubbing this dubbing is so bad that it just ruins the movie. But yeah, this is a classic. Yeah.
Or it adds to the hilarity.
Or it adds to the hilarity, yeah, because this is a comedy, action comedy. And this has been rated as one of the top action movies of all time by. That's very high up on a lot of lists. If you look at the Wikipedia page, yeah,
it's not the most well known, but it has a strongly dedicated following, considering the inconsistencies of the names of the characters, the dialogue, subtitles. Like, people love this movie for a reason, because the good things in this movie make up for all the flaws.
Yeah. And that's why it's just so well loved, and that's why there's 6 versions or 7 versions or sequels. There's 7 total in the series. What was it? What was the number?
I think it's 7 in the series in total.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. But...
Yeah, so that makes sense, right? Yeah. So, but so who's next to give their review? I'm done.
Good question.
I'm finished. I came.
You came. Okay, well, I'm gonna come through some scores, and then we're gonna let the next dude in. My guy Vince Womack, overall 8.6, toxicity 6.3. Josh Post, overall 10, toxicity 5. To Nagayan, I love this film, 10 out of 10. I can't think how much toxic, but very mostly perhaps. Yolanda Gaines, overall 9, toxicity 7. Deleted scenes, overall 8 out of 10, toxicity 5 out of 10. Cream pies, 12 out of 10. E. Clay Tomasin, toxicity 4, overall 9. Glass panes broken, over 9,000. Sounds like a Dragon Ball Z, over 9,000. Keely Chow, toxicity 7, overall 10. KR Nut, aka Knight Rider, Nut 82, overall 9 out of 10, toxicity 5. Phoenix 908, 10 out of 10, mostly overall because of the stunts. JT Kirk, overall 9 out of 10, toxicity 3.6, ruined gent. Not great, not terrible. And then TZ, Toxic 8, overall 8, ambulances 10. Yeah, facts on that. And then Uncommon Sense, overall 8 out of 10, pure Jackie Chan badassery, 10 out of 10. Toxicity 5 out of 10 for hitting women, green cream pied by women too. All right. Bruce.
I am really impressed. I've never seen this movie before, and I went out looking for it yesterday, and I was not disappointed. I didn't discover till right before the stream. I just saw one of 4 separate dubs, and so I had to kind of go back and okay, which version did I see? Did it come out okay? Is it? I didn't find an authority on which one is the true canonical dub, but I was pretty impressed with what info I found. As far as the movie is concerned, I'm going to rate this movie an 85. I think an 85 is really respectable. It's 4 out of 5 stars for some of you guys. I think this has some amazing stunt work in it, and if there's anything that drags this movie down, it's Act 2, because you have some parts from the weird fight with the cop with the faux knife attack, and from there all the way to the phones, the phone cords. You could really work on editing that into something that's a little bit more cohesive, and pacing works out a lot better. But if you overlook that, this movie's a lot of fun. This is a fantastic way to spend an hour and 40 minutes. It would never be made today. So you have to really appreciate what you see with the various vehicle stunts, with the way that they put people in danger without a regard for anything. Here's this cute woman that's 110 pounds. Let her get walloped by a dude a couple times. Fantastic movie. I mean, Mad Mardigan should see this film. It'll put him in a good mood real quick.
Mad will get a chubby watching this movie.
He will. He'll get a good girthy 4-incher off that. And I mean, he's going to be so happy. It's going to be healthy. But no, this is for me, this is Toxicity. The Toxicity movie is 71 out of 100. There's some good stuff in here, and it would not be made today in the least by any studio that wants to be relevant on X or Twix or whatever you call it. This is a great film.
That was good.
Twinks, did you say? Twinks?
Twix, like the candy.
Twinks,
I heard
even better.
Candy bar. I guess that's a sign that I'm hungry. Bruce, well said. Thank you, my friend. 70s.
Yeah, this, if you were just ranking this movie for the action alone, it would be undoubtedly 100 out of 10. Those two, I mean, Bruce touched on this about the middle, and if you look at the beginning and the end, the destroying of the shanty town and the destroying of the department store, you can absolutely understand why many people say this is the greatest action movie ever. And in fact, the department store sequence is the greatest action sequence ever. A lot of people would say that, and I think they deserve to be in that conversation. Now, Jackie Chan shows here what a great choreographer he is, a great stunt choreographer, what a great athlete he is, and a great all-round entertainer in many ways. You know, he's got everything in there: the comedy, he can act. He's not just a stunt man. You know, he's got an awful lot of charm. I think it's more when you talk about the story and the narrative is a little bit less satisfying there for me than it is. It's satisfying as a sequence of action pieces. Some of the bits that tie them together are not quite as good. I think some of the Act 2 comedy is a little bit too broad, a little bit too silly. And I get it's not meant to, I mean, it's meant to be a comedic action movie, not necessarily a deadly drama. I think they could have just toned a couple of those little silly bits back. But, it is what it is. Still a magnificent achievement. I mean, even looking at that today, I mean, who can do that kind of prolonged action sequence today with all practical effects? I mean, even some of the guys we love now, Cruises and the Keanu's would struggle to do that stuff. They wouldn't put themselves in such harm's way, I don't think, even. But well, unless you're driving off a cliff, maybe. But so anyway, it's magnificent action. I think Toxicity. It's got a couple of bits of, as we've said, of girls getting slapped in the face. So let's give it 6 out of 10 for that. It's generally pretty light-hearted rather than toxic. And I think for greatness, I would give it 9 out of 10. I can't give it 10 because some of the second act stuff's a little bit goofy for me. But just for the opening and closing sequences alone, it's got to be worth 9 out of 10. It's you don't see much like that anywhere. So well done, Jackie. Brilliant stuff. I love that kind of movie. I love Golden Harvest and stuff like that. So
I agree. Cavatino, Cavalryman Che, 10 out of 10. Death-defying Chan greatness, 7 out of 10. Women banging toxicity, 100 pairs of blood-soaked jockeys, and 8 out of 10. Japanese girls threatening self-deletion. They find out Jackie's married back then. Yeah. And then RJ Godzilla, toxicity due for true gender equality, 20 for Buster Keaton style action, 250 for comedy translation, subtitled and dubbed. Overall, 1 million. It's fantastic. Ooh, I like
Nice
that.
one.
I like that, RJ. All right, red shirt. Oh,
no, there it is. I'm
there.
kind of where Tom has been occasionally. Bruce in 70s said pretty much what I was going to say. The middle of this movie is not up to the standards of the beginning and the end. The end of this movie, I was comparing it to Schwarzenegger's Commando mall scene and going, Arnold wishes he could have done a mall action sequence like the mall scene in this movie. That Commando doesn't even come close at the end in the mall to the end of this movie. So this movie gets it absolutely 11. It goes right to 11 out of 10 on pure, realistic, actual stunts, beginning and end, middle, the writing, not so much for me. So I have to mark it down a little bit for that. But I got to give the toxicity, got to score it pretty high because one of the women gets thrown through a display case, for crying out loud. I mean, how often does that happen in a movie?
we've all been tempted, haven't we?
Well, I've only known 1 or 2 women like that. But this one's, to me, this one gets a 7 for toxicity for turning one of the female characters into a stunt person, and 8.5 for greatness, because this would be a 10 if the middle even came close to living up to the beginning and the end, but it doesn't. And I know of other movies that I've seen with Jackie Chan and other movies I've seen that are based on the same sort of story that I think did it better. So I'll give it 8.5. So it's 7 on toxicity, 8.5 on greatness. It is still, if all you do is turn on the last 20 or 25 minutes of this movie, watch that, because it's amazing. You don't even have to know the whole story. Just watch that. That's it.
All right. So for my last, I'm the last one. And, well, I'm pretty much in lockstep with you guys. Yeah, the second act is really shaky. But the right before the second act, the start of it, you get that car scene, dude. That car scene where he's fighting all those guys off by the cars was absolutely incredible. I do like the story here, and as I said earlier, it is a simple but coherent story, and the dots do connect. And there is a lot of flaws once again with the dialogue, the character names, the changing of the subtitles, changing of the runtime, changing pretty much everything. We don't know what is the definitive version of this movie, but one thing that's for sure, you get to enjoy the fuck out of this movie. And whatever his name is, whatever the characters' names are, depending on which version you watch, you get a lot of fun in this movie. And the first and third acts are really good. I would say the first act starts off strong. Second half definitely brings it down. It just is like it's almost fall asleep worthy at times. But the third act just, dude, it's almost like it wakes you up by like bitch smacking you in the face and said, "Hold up, bitch. We're gonna do this one last time." And it ramps up with an incredible third act. And the third act alone, dude, I give this gets about 11 Chuck Norris roundhouse kicks. I would give this. I'd probably actually go as far as to give this about a 7 in toxicity. I mean, the amount of damage that was done to the ladies and the way Chan was towards them, and the facials that he took in the face from them too as well, dude. It was just equal toxicity for everyone. You know what? I'm good with that. As far as the greatest of the movie, I'm gonna go with an 8.5. If this movie had a better second act, I would love to give it a 9 if it had a better second act, because the second act would make you forget everything else. The better second act would have done that, but obviously that second act just really dragged in the middle. The middle really drags. Even though there's some good parts of it, overall it dragged. But overall, still freaking awesome movie. Still incredible action movie. Still one of the best Jackie Chan movies. And definitely was the launch of giving him the notice that, hey, America, you don't know what you got till it's gone. This is what you lost. What's up? And that is Police Story. Oh,
that wasn't too crazy.
We rated it the same, Nick. Wow.
I know, right? So, guys, thank you for your very insanely generous super chats tonight. Very awesome. You didn't have to, but you did it anyways. We do a show because we love it, and every episode of Toxic Tuesday does get demonetized within 5 minutes. That's not, once again, that's not sympathy points. It's just telling the facts. But we do this because it's all about the love and sometimes the gayness. Sometimes. But thank you for supporting the show. Thank you for hanging out here. I saw a few new faces tonight. Hopefully you like what you saw and you come back for more next week. And for the usual suspects, thank you for your support. And to the new members who joined, thank you. We will start doing member streams probably starting next. I'm thinking about maybe either Thursday morning, maybe into the noon, or I might do Friday before Midnight's Edge and Culture's 6-minute nap start. I'm trying to figure out which one I want to do, but either way, one of them is going to happen. So maybe I'll put it to a vote. So guys, thank you for supporting the show. And once again, next week we are doing The Expendables. Yes, because there's a sequel called Expendables coming out next week. So why not do a little tying in? So The Expendables next week, and get ready to sweat.
Sure you would expend 4 balls all the time, wouldn't you, Nick? You would do anything for balls. Sorry, man.
The things I do for a rim job and a set of balls.
The things I do.
Let's plug in. We'll plug in our plugs on the way out. I posted a video a few days ago. Check that out. It's on Comic Great Jim Steranko. If you haven't watched that, go watch that. Seriously, it's 5 minutes of entertaining, especially if you're a guy and you're in this world of the Me Too age and you need a laugh and also maybe a little upliftingness. Go watch it. Okay. Comic legend Jim Steranko showing that geeks and nerds got game. It's an important video for us men out there. And girls can be entertained by it too, because they'll see what happens when a guy who's 84 has game, straight up. And Comic Shop Talk Friday night. It's gonna be open geek show. Comic Relief Crusader will be our guest, and I'll have a video out this week on the faithfulness of One Piece and being true to the source material according to its creator. I'm not going to talk about the show, but about the source material faithfulness from the creator.
I hear it's
himself.
pretty good, actually.
I've watched the 2 episodes. It's really good. It's a really good show, the first 2 episodes. But I want to talk about what the creator said, because this is something I've been saying about the Western market in general. So that'll be probably Thursday morning. And I'm going to let these gentlemen plug their plugs on the way out. Thank you, Eric K, for plugging in their plugs. And since his is highlighted, we're going to highlight Mark's plug first on the way out.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Well, let me turn the camera on because I got something to show Nick.
Nice camera.
Right. This, I was in
Oh.
You seen this?
No.
So I meant, my wife's like, "What did you buy? What did you buy?" It's not healthy cereal. Like, I had to have the box. I gave the box to my son, the cereal to my son. I'm like Gene Wilder, Willy Wonka. So I don't know if this is limited edition or what, but
probably.
Yeah, so I had to collect this. So
does it have a real Oompa Loompa inside it?
It did not come with Oompa Loompas.
Oh,
I guess both sides of
Oompa
this. Oompa Loompas have been canceled these days, unless if you haven't heard, unfortunately. But yeah, so yeah, a lot of fun tonight. I mean, we went kind of crazy, but that's per usual, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed the visuals as per usual, and then we got to see some pizza before, so a lot of fun. Check out my channel. Sunday Night Geekery is my main show of the week. Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. We talk movies, comics, whatever's in the news, and we end up always talking about food, because I did a pig roast last weekend for 180 people for Labor Day, so we're showing pictures from that. So that was a lot of fun. And Lisa says, "I want it now," and I'm assuming she means this and nothing else.
Assume nothing.
But assume nothing. But yeah, thanks for having me, guys, and great hanging out with you. It was great to see Gerry back again. So hopefully he can last longer next time. He didn't last that long tonight, but hopefully he can satisfy us next week. I'm hoping he can stay. But also Thursday night, I'm on the Clubhouse with Raquel and Clobberin Time, so check that out. And during the week, I'm always popping into Clobberin Time's show. So look forward to seeing you, and appreciate anyone who subs. And yeah, go get this Willy Wonka cereal. Why not, right? You want it. You want your gold. There's no golden ticket in the box. That's what I was looking for. But, forget the Oompa Loompas. No, I want a golden ticket. But
yeah, give me a damn golden ticket. Thank you,
give me
Mark.
that golden ticket. Thank you.
Thank you for your hard work. And dude, you're lucky too.
Oh, did Nick freeze up for a second?
Nick's freezing. Nick's frozen.
Oh, Nick's frozen.
StreamYards tonight?
I don't know.
No, I hear myself fine.
Oh, you froze for a second. You said like frozen pizza or no frozen?
I wish.
You roboted for a minute. Yeah.
You roboted, yeah.
That's weird.
We missed the really nice comment. I'm sure that you directed my way.
I didn't say much. I was saying next week you're gonna have another easy week with the slides, because the Expendables is almost all men. I think there's like 2 ladies in the entire movie.
So Mad better be here.
Yeah,
Mad, and even they're a bit booch. So yeah.
So thank you for your services again, sir. You did it as always.
Yeah,
of course you did.
A lot of fun. Yeah,
Superman flies. Mark did great sliding. I was touched by it all. Thank you, sir. Have a great night. And Red Shirt.
Well, as always, it was a pleasure being here, and I was very touched tonight by this conversation.
Call the police.
I'm a mod for almost everybody on this panel, so you can find me on their shows here and there. Also, if my internet doesn't shit the bed on me like it did tonight, I'll be on the MFR Roadhouse Friday night.
Is your internet related to Amber Heard?
I think Amber Heard is in charge of my internet company. Because I've said some unpleasant things about her on Twitter. So probably after me. But yeah, Friday is my other regular show. If again my internet allows me, and I will be back next week here, right here, on Toxic Tuesday, which I always enjoy. So thank you again, Nick. See you then.
All right. No, thank you, sir. All right. Thanks for being here as always. Oh, great. Is my thing working, guys?
We hear
Good
you.
work.
We hear
I
you.
don't know.
Okay.
Check with her,
Okay.
Nick. She'll tell you whether
All
your
right.
thing is working.
All right. No. No, thanks for being here, sir. Looking forward to talking the Expendables with you next week. It's gonna be huge next week. It's gonna be huge. You have a good night. And we got Bruce and 70s to go. And then we're sliding out. And Bruce.
Hey, if you like miniatures, if you like tabletop games, on Thursday nights, I have a panel of Dungeon Masters, about a combined total of 85 years behind the GM screen, playing with these fun little clickety clack math rock, pushing figurines around like this. I have a whole desk full of them getting eventually they'll get varnished and be put into play. Saturdays, either myself or my friend Chris will be running the game for the table that we have. The If you like big long live streams, probably to the point where YouTube will start throwing videos of advertisements in the middle of them without my consent, come on over. It's a live play. We do about 6 to 8 hours every Saturday. Monday and Friday, I hang out with my best friend Janet from another planet. On my channel, Monday nights, we review older movies. And on Friday nights, we have literally the shit show where we take the diaper off of everything that happened generally in politics and pop culture. Come on by. Thank you, sirs. Thank you, ladies.
Well, thank you, man. Thanks for being here, Bruce. Thanks for your time and contributions on the show. You have a magical week, evening. And I'm going to see you next week, along with these dudes on a panel and 30 or 40 dudes in a movie. It's going to be great.
I love being on this panel, dude. Thank you.
Thank you. And the last man.
Last man standing, or sitting in this case. Wonderful show again, Nick. Thanks, buddy.
Thank
Once
you.
again for doing this. Thanks to everyone in the chat for being such good sports and for this wonderful panel. I get the privilege of hanging out with. I didn't do a live show this yesterday on my channel. In real life stuff caught up me a bit, but we've done a lot of great shows recently. As Nick will know, we did that great Motorhead show last week. For those who didn't see it, go check that out. And then Mark and I had a show last Wednesday, a live show, a one-off with about Whitesnake, 1978 to 82 era Whitesnake, where we had the tour manager for Whitesnake, Willie Fife, on.
A lot of fun.
Wonderful guy, Willie Fife. Dio's Ronnie, big pal of Ronnie James Dio, but he did tour manage for Whitesnake in that great period in the late 70s when they were a proper rock band. So we had a great show there, and Mark joined me. Thank you, Mark. So go back, check that out. And funnily enough, Willie will be, I think, joining me and the Rock and Roll Rowdies on their channel for the weekly live show I do with them on Thursdays on Rock and Roll Rowdies channel. He's a lot of laughs. Good guy, Willie. Yeah, so lots of really good live stuff there. I've been doing a little bit of a Starfield streaming. Forgive me, everybody. Yeah, a little bit of Starfield streaming.
You're
live
lost in
streaming.
space.
Yeah, lost. I'm just lost wherever I am. And a few other videos up. I've got some videos in the works on some Korean stuff. I'm actually working my way through the show Kingdom right now. Kingdom is a great Korean set in the Joseon feudal era, but with fast zombies. So, pretty good show so far. Might be going to a couple of movies in the next week as well. Jawan, which is an Indian movie. It's out right now. Shah Rukh Khan, and then in the little tiny cinema in the town I'm in, they're going to show Equalizer 3 next week. So I'm actually going to go and see it at this little tiny cinema we have in town. Only shows one film a week, and usually I'm not interested. And I just did a video the other day on this piece of art It's a Rory Gallagher triple live album. All around man from a live set in 1990 on one of his last tours. Triple album. It's unbelievable. So check the video out to see the opening out. It's just it's a thing of beauty. Never mind the music. The music's great, but the album itself, a thing of beauty. So yes, and the next Monday show, just to finish up, thank you for indulging me. Next Monday, we'll be back on my channel, 3 p.m. Mountain Time, with another cult comedy crew show. And we're going to talk about Kentucky Fried Movie.
Ooh.
And the Zucker Abrams Zucker collaboration. That was the first movie in their fruitful.
Do you have to eat fried
comedic...
chicken when you review that, or?
No, but a few Catholic high school girls in trouble would be handy for that one. So check that out. That's going to be a lot of laughs. There's only so much stuff we can show on that from that movie.
You need a lot of mad. You need a lot of Mad Mardigans for that.
A lot of Mad Mardigan, but it does feature the greatest martial arts movie ever made, A Fistful of Yen. So, that should be a lot of fun.
Well, 70s, it's been real. It's been great. It's been huge. Thanks for being here, sir. You have a great night and an orgasmic week filled with room jobs. All right, chat. Thank you for being here. See you next week for the Expendables. We are going to have our intro be our outro. Thank you again, guys. Bye, Fruit Loops.
I'd like to show you something.
The pace when I'm running, I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so I can make a better me. Better believe in your mind, cause it's everything. You can mold, shape, find almost anything. All it takes is some time and some clarity to find your identity. It's mind over everything. And when I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm
You have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky?
You're still here? It's over. Go home.
Have a great night.